Truth be told.
Yeah, we in the building.
So
Truth be told.
Truth be told.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let y'all run it though for a second. Go ahead.
we in the building, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, Lady C.
So Doug, you always want to put me on the spot. No, I was just gonna say, so y'all said that they went on and canceled it for now with the strike.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
they suspended it.
They
suspended.
suspended it for how
Yeah.
long?
I don't know. I think they're now doing the like the contract. They're coming up with terms and agreements and all that kind of stuff for the contract. So that's good because that means someone is listening to them. And so
As they
if,
should.
yes, so that's a good thing. And I pray and hope they get what they are asking for
Right.
and that they are shown appreciation. And I completely understand to work so hard and then feel like, because one guy was saying it's not just about the money. Y'all don't understand. Like
Right.
when we're treated like we're nothing, but we work so hard to make sure these items are sent to the right places, and you know what I mean. He said it's a lot of work, and when you're just disregarded, and then not listened to, and then not getting the pay that you deserve, just makes it even worse. So I completely understand. So I really hope that they get to the bottom of it and everything like that. Hold on just a sec. That's how I think about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean that makes sense because I mean if this is what it takes for y'all to get what y'all deserve to have, then do what you gotta do. Cause like everybody said, inflation been and went up, but people paychecks is not going up. And that's not right.
Yeah.
We all wanna eat, but we also wanna live comfortable. We don't wanna be struggling or depending on paycheck to paycheck. It should always be uh, leveled out and balanced so that you can still be able to pay your bills, pay your rent, and still have, money to feed yourself as well as clothe yourself and things in that nature, Um, but it's really crazy how fast, you know, people take it so seriously, which is a good thing because if it was to actually take place, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of them people that I don't go panic shopping, but I do what I know is a little reasonable. So I went to Sam's Club today, y'all, and yes, people has already been panic shopping. When I say
Wow.
paper was gone at Sam's Club, like I expected to go to like Walmart or Family Dollar.
Right.
You
Yeah.
expect those places to be out of it, but
Right.
Sam's Club and Costco's and stuff, that means
That's
y'all gonna
Yeah.
spend
crazy.
hundreds of
Yeah.
dollars on toilet paper. Like, I was seeing people with 3 packs in their basket. And I was just like, whoa. Like, me and the
Wow.
lady looked at each other and I was like, we both was right there by the toilet paper. And I'm like, I kept looking like, should I get it? Should I get it? Because it was only a couple left. And I was like,
That's
well,
crazy.
we looked at each other. She said, girl, this again. I said, right, this again. And I said, well, I guess we better get one. And she grabbed one and I grabbed one too. Like, but it just shows you like how fast people actually, react to things in the world. So I mean,
But
like I said, it's a good thing, but I hope they like Dre said, I hope they don't be trying to go back and make returns.
yeah, but people's mind frame is like I'd rather have it than not to have it, whatever, and not really paying attention that they not gonna really need it.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
Right.
I was actually going to go to Sam's Club and get one of each, like the paper towels, some toilet paper, some soap, just, but I was not thinking, hey, I need two or three of each thing. And like, I don't know why people went there. I was just saying, like, make sure you have enough rolls. Like, that Sam's Club thing is like, what is it, 30 something rolls? Like, come on. Why do you need 5 of them? Like it's y'all. Come on, like that's just a lot of rolls. And some of y'all got 2 people in your house. Now, come on, how many wiping? How much wiping are you doing with that many rolls? And you then went and bought 5 each. I just I don't understand it. However, I just say I'll never forget COVID. I will never forget those. I'm sorry, not. Oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. I'll never forget when we were doing that and all that toilet paper and stuff. Just too much. Just calm down. Oh, and I watched a video that said that we don't even have to buy up the toilet paper and stuff. We are not under contract where we get our toilet paper and all that stuff from. Like we already had an agreement and a contract. So they're not the ones that's on strike. The ones that's on strike is the stuff that's coming in from like Europe and stuff. So they were like, hey, y'all, half of our stuff is made from China. Yeah, we're going to see a
My
deficit
bad, but
on
I have to take
certain.
a call. I'm about to go on mute real quick though. My bad.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Um, like basically they were saying the people who are sending us our items are they're working now. Like the ones who were on strike, it wasn't even the stuff that we get a whole lot of because a lot of our stuff comes from China and some of our stuff is from the US. And
Yeah.
so he was just saying y'all going overboard with the toilet paper. One guy had me rolling though. He was in the store and people had like 3 and 4 things of like toilet paper, paper towel. And one lady, he stopped and he walked up to her. He was like, Auntie, Auntie. He don't know this lady at all. And was like, basically, hey, you do know that this toilet paper right here that you got is made in the US. It's not on them ships. It's not on there. He was like, the brand you got is made in the US. Like, Auntie, put some of that back. You ain't got to buy all that.
Yo,
It
that
was
sounds like
hilarious.
silly shit.
Basically,
Silly shit.
people just trying to enlighten us that we just react off of everything. And I ain't gonna lie, at first I was reacting to, I was one of them, but not to that extent. I'm not going in to buy no 2, 3, 4 packs of it.
Well, people got that paranoia though, so
Yeah,
and then they think about the situation that we already went through with the virus situation or whatever. Everybody think like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get this, because you never know how long this is going to last. So we got to stock up on this and stock up on that. They don't think about when they run out of everything that they get. So,
hmm,
yeah,
Right.
that's crazy.
yeah, not making sense.
I
Wait
swear.
till they refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till they refill. But it's going to be a way to get refilled and get the supplies that they needed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they not backed up bad. They'll probably since they just um, reopened it or however you want to say that, they should
yeah,
be,
And
everything.
just like what Andre said earlier, it's places here that make stuff like that. So we just have to
yeah,
get inside of our own country instead of getting it shipped from other countries.
Right.
right. The stuff we're going to see a deficit in is stuff that does not come from China. Like he was saying that a lot of the fruit and stuff do come overseas, and so we will see like a shortage of that, like some bananas and certain kinds of fruit. That's you'll see a shortage of that, and some wine, certain wines, and car parts that comes from overseas.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's the car parts.
yeah, he said that's what's gonna be the biggest shortage. But like the toilet paper and paper towel, he was saying that's just not gonna be the shortage because it half of the stuff y'all got is made in the USA. It's not even if you look on the toilet paper and the paper towel, he said it will tell you where it's made from and where it's manufactured from. And most people don't know that. They just going in there grabbing toilet paper. What
Yeah,
the
they grabbing stuff just to be grabbing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's I can't believe we're back here again. That folks is just buying up the toy. I went online to see if I could catch one and just have it delivered. The only thing that was left was quilted northern. I was like, "Are y'all
Wow.
serious right now?" It was like, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, quilted northern and Charmin, and the Charmin was like almost $40. It was
Wow.
like I don't know,
Was it the good
$37 for the
Charmin?
same amount of rolls.
Was it the good Charmin?
It was the good Charmin, but I'm not paying $40 for the toilet paper. I'm not. Because Sam's Club brand is 20 or 21.
Yeah. And they said people of color got to use certain types of stuff anyway, or prefer certain types of genres of like toilet paper and different brands.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't like using them like quilted northern or stuff like that.
And quilted northern is good, but I promise you, like the quality of Sam's Club is really good. And so if you can get 30 something rolls for $20, I think it's like 23 right now. That's good. Why not go for that instead of, all the other brands that's 30?
I ain't gonna lie. I just looked. I had left earlier, and I forgot to come back and say. So I shop at Sam's Club now. I got 45 rolls. I forgot how many sheets it said on the thing, but 45 rolls for $20 at
Mm,
Sam's Club. I think it's quilted. What's it called? Quilted what?
Quilted
quilted
northern.
northern.
Yeah. And that was gone. That was the one I
It
was
was
trying.
gone. Yep.
It was gone. Like when I tell y'all all the brands was gone, like all the brands was gone.
Yeah.
Even in the paper towels. I mean, it was a little bit of paper towels left, but they wiped that toilet paper out. Like that's crazy. And I stayed out
That's
in
horrible.
like you wouldn't have never thought it would be like that out here. But
Right. And they're supposed to stock it up in the morning, but they said, like basically with Sam's Club, they allow the senior citizens to come in first.
girl.
And then when the senior citizens come in, then we can go in at a certain time to get, some toilet paper. But I'm just like, I have to be up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to try to go get some toilet paper.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But we need it because
But
now we low.
people gonna be trying to return all that toilet paper, just like they did during the pandemic.
Yeah, they
They
is.
overbought
Well,
water. They overbought
Walmart let
everything.
Walmart will let you return it.
Now
And I think that's crazy.
I wouldn't mind overbuying water because I don't think water really has an expiration date as long
Right.
as you don't leave it out in the sun, in your
Yeah.
car, and stuff like that. Like that's
Yeah.
like doomsday preparation stuff.
Yeah. I will say some of this is also from people who, if we want to roll into this, it's also for some of the people who are taking items and toiletries to North Carolina and Atlanta, Georgia, and all that suffered
That's
um
true.
the
That's
flood.
true.
They've been piling up pallets and trucks of waters and toilet paper and toiletries. So I guess I don't know that came from Indiana though, but I'm just saying from other states, I've seen lots of people doing that.
Nah, I believe that. I believe that's true. I think the question could be the timing of this strike, though.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a hurricane. You know that people are going to be overbuying stuff to send off
Mm-hmm.
for humanitarian efforts.
Right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
why? Where is your civic duty to make sure that the American economy or the system is still running? Because although I want more pay at
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, I would like a 36% increase in my pay at
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. But the packages got to go out regardless. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They're going to go out regardless of how much money I want. Um, but I question the time of the timing of this strike just based on the hurricane and everything. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
bad.
You're right. You're right. We got election in what 30 days, or something like less than 30 days now, or
Think
something like that. And
I
then you
thought it was
got
39 days,
oh
but
30.
I could be
Okay.
wrong.
No, you're probably right. I'm tripping. But then you got strike and the hurricane, all the flooding. You're right. It's just too much
It's
at once.
getting bad right now.
And then you got the Middle East situation where they're talking about
Yep.
bombing the oil fields
Yep.
if Israel attacks Iran. So we looking at all kind of stuff across the board.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're right. I was watching a video about that. Well, it was the news, one of the news guys that was out there. It wasn't like one of us in the US, but they were just showing how there was some bombs and stuff already going on.
What?
It was a lot going on. And I was like, oh my. And they were like, we think this is the start of an attack, but they didn't. I don't know. I haven't watched more of it, but
Right.
just to see it on the news where the guy was like, it's happening right behind me. I've got to, take the camera with me and go take coverage because he was just reporting and then bombs just started going off.
Mm.
What?
And yeah, he was just doing reports. Like he was on camera, on live, and just reporting, hey, I'm down here in Israel. And he was just report. That's it. And then something went off and boom. And the stuff was the way it blew up, the stuff was falling in front of his face, like different things was coming down. And so he said he had to go take
Debris.
cover. Mm.
The debris.
Yeah, the debris. Yeah. But that was the last. I couldn't watch it all. I was at work, so I haven't even looked it up again. But that just goes to tell you, like Andre said, it's a whole lot going on right now.
Right.
It's
It is.
All across the globe.
It is.
All across the globe.
crazy. Mm,
But there's
mm.
always something though.
And they kind of distract us.
We just gotta be prepared. There's always something.
Yeah, I think that if they want to, take stuff off the shelves and overbuy and overdo, they need to be doing it for the canned goods and all that kind of stuff. That's what needs to be emptied off. Because just witnessing, not like seeing people in such a turmoil after this flood was like, oh my goodness, them folks is hungry. Video
Right.
after video of people saying we haven't eaten in 2 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Some people's homes didn't get flooded, but they were cooking whatever they had out, in the back of their yard, putting some wood together, starting a fire, putting their pan over the fire, just to cook their food. One lady, she was cooking her kids some noodles. Honey, she took them oven racks out the oven and she got some wood and broke it up and let it dry out and started a fire, a natural fire, because she couldn't even find a lighter or anything. And she said, I didn't watch enough TV shows to know how to start this
But
fire.
in disaster situations, you gotta know how to do that though.
That's, yeah.
Think about if you go camping or something like out there in the woods. If you actually camping without technology, you gotta know how to start a fire with some wood. You gotta know how
Yeah.
to light the fire, get the wood, the embers and stuff to light up and get hot.
Mhm.
Start smoking into it. Have a
That just
fire.
gave me an idea for truth be told, y'all.
Yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
gotta know how to hunt.
What
If
And
you
you
I
say,
ain't got no
Lady T?
weapons, you gotta know how to hunt without weapons. You gotta know how to make weapons with sticks and rocks and stones and everything. You gotta know how to
Hmm.
make bow and arrows and stuff. So
yeah.
survival mode will kick in at some point in time, but
Hmm.
grow up like rich and not knowing how to survive on certain things. If you grow up in the hood, you don't know how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
If you
Yeah.
was hand fed your whole life, you ain't got that survival mode in you.
Boy,
Yeah.
my mama definitely taught me some things, boy.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
I forever be grateful. Even
But
when my dad skipped
a
out and
lot of people talk about like I ain't going out to the woods. I'm not doing this and not doing that. But sure, if you go out to the woods, you learn
Mhm.
survival skills.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna lie now. I can't be spending the night in the woods.
On a campsite, you could do it.
I can do it. Oh, okay. You so you
You
so
think
confident in me.
Bigfoot gonna come and get you? you
Listen, all I
think
know, you know what? Forget the Bigfoot. Let's talk about them little bugs coming out the ground. I can't do it.
she said bugs coming out the ground?
I don't know what kind of bugs them. Nah,
Hey,
them ain't roaches, honey. Them ain't roaches. them, them right there. Them some different bugs I ain't never seen. I can't be camping, sitting on the ground, bugs crawling on you, and oh hecky no. Let me get up out of here. You want me to go camping? You gonna have to have one
you
of them
gonna
little
feel some,
campers I can go into and get in that bed.
you gonna feel some crawling in between your toes and just
Oh no, I'm going berserk. I'm running through the field. I'm going.
yeah, you be all right. You can do it.
Yeah, okay. You always got that's always your answer. You can do it. You'll be all right.
You gonna fall asleep, hear some kind of weird noise. Like,
That's
what
a
was
good attitude to have.
Yes.
that? Hey, what's up, Ace?
All right, ice in the place, baby. Smoke
What's
some
up,
good.
boy? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's up, homie?
All right, hang like wet clothes. You know what I
I
do, man.
told you I'm putting together an all-star team tonight.
Oh hell yeah, that's Ace. How you been, fam?
Right, I'm hanging. See, I be seeing you on Facebook. I just don't never get to comment too much, but shoot, you know I still show love though.
That's what's up. That's what's up, fam.
Y'all
Hey,
know.
Ace.
So
I'm
let's
sorry. I was gonna call you.
introduce Ace to
Oh,
everybody, Doug.
Hey, everybody, this is a homeboy from back in the day, Paul Starks Jr. We call him Ace because he's Ace in the place. Ace, in, we got Tiana to the right. We got Lady T. And you know Andres.
Now, I don't
Drizzy.
know who is Andre though.
Exactly. He ain't no Andre the Ace. It's
Drizzy.
Drizzy in the place, nigga.
Drizzy RTR thing.
wow.
This is true be told. We don't do that RTR here. Eh? But, yeah.
Well, welcome. I almost called you Paul. Welcome, Ace.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the show. We appreciate you.
Definitely, most definitely. I'm just here to see what y'all like. You know what I mean? I like to come in more often though.
Come
That's
on,
what's
fam.
up.
Come on, fam. You can
All
do
right,
it.
let's shift the conversation real quick, and then we can get back to our normal topics. We got Ace in the place, right? So Ace Doug had proposed a question in our private chat. What is it appropriate for a woman to be dominant over a man? And then, if a woman is dominant over a man, what is that man called? What is he called? What is it?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, it's crazy.
Lady.
Hey, Drizzy, you know it's crazy because you know that you know you've seen my life for like all my life, and you've seen like me and you actually had conversations over these type of things. I don't believe that no woman should be dominant over a man because God made man first, and it's just how it should go. But also, I mean, but there is equality to it, but also there's being a fair chance of seeing where things is. It's a different pace. I mean nowadays this ain't when our grandma grew up. This is a different economic system. It's a different everything. I mean, there's women out there making more money than a man. It's women out there building houses. A man can't even change the oil. A woman can change. It's a different.
So with
Everything's
that with that being said though, is it because the type of men? Because there are men who are out there, right?
Men messed up. Men messed up.
But hold on. Just like they got low level women, they got low level men. But there are men out there that are the 3%, the 1%, right?
Yeah, they are. It is. It is.
And With that being said, though,
Hold on. I'm
do you
listening.
think? Do you think a top earning man? Let's just switch the gears a little bit. Do you think a top earning man would choose a woman that's going to dominate him?
Oh man, that's a hard question.
Somebody who's on top, because when you say the game has changed, and you said that since the game has changed a little bit, the men that are readily available are on a lower tier than women are. And women really ain't checking for those kind of guys anyway.
Right.
But if there is a guy, let's say he is worth, let's just say 500,000, we're gonna keep it a little bit over average.
Correct.
Do you think this guy is going to pick a woman who is trying to be dominant over him?
No.
Yeah,
Not at
no.
all. Not at all.
So is it safe to say that the men who want to allow a woman to be dominant over them are men who don't have nothing going on in their life and are going to be subservient? Because I did put servant in our chat, but they're going to be subservient to that woman because if you don't, she's going to be like, get your shit and get out.
I know all about it. Hold on,
Yeah.
because hold on. I'm trying to plug you up before I die. I've been at work all day. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been at work all day. I jumped on here, didn't know I was at 3%.
It's cool, fam. It's cool.
Nah, anyways, we good now. Yeah, we good. Man, let me tell you, a man that's making that kind of money, I watch some shows on TikTok and YouTube. And, actually, Samuel, what's that dude last name? I forgot his name. Samuel, the black
You
dude.
know who you're talking about. Kevin
Yeah.
Samuels.
He used to tell me all the time, like, hey, man, let me tell you something. Big game, dude. You got 4 or 5 kids. This dude making 500,000, 100,000. You think he gonna want you? And you got to put it in scenario as what it is. I mean, young girls out there, blah blah blah. No, ain't no man gonna let a man that's already got his stuff together. He's not gonna let a woman dominate him. But a man that's trying to make it, it sucks, man. It sucks, man. And you meet all these women that do try to dominate over a man, and you're like, man, hold on. And they'll hit you with this.
I
Oh,
was watching
bro.
something that said some women
I
don't even
agree with
want to
what you
date.
said.
Some women don't even want to date a man unless she can dominate him.
Right. And then they'd be like, oh, I'm a strong black woman. No. You're going to respect me as a king. I don't care what I
That
do.
ain't no, cause that ain't how it works. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into. If she's that type of woman, then you gotta either play her game or you gotta move on. Cause you can't force her to be subservient. That's not how that works.
Right.
You shouldn't be looking for a woman like that anyway. If you already feel, if you
And
know that she's gonna try to down talk you.
Man, Doug, bro,
Yeah.
you got a beautiful woman, and that's all you see is the outside. When a
I don't
man,
look at just the outside
man,
though. Bro.
but hold on. When a man look for a woman, he see the beautiful outside, a good conversation, they this and this and this and this and this, and then next you know it, they into this. They dating, they doing this, they doing that, and then they start living together, whatever the case may be. Then he get to know this woman. So then you can't say that. You can't say, oh, you shouldn't be looking. I mean, you look for a lot of things. When you go grab you some toilet paper, say, I know that's everybody use Angel. I'm gonna go. It's soft. And you wipe your ass with it. It ain't soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, yo. You gotta. I'm just saying, family. You know, I take life from different scenarios. Definitely a scenario. I put it all out there. You know, you got to it's situations, but that's a really good question that a man should always think about because women aren't the women that our grandma grew up with. These ain't the
But
same women.
they can the women have the same argument that the men aren't the same men. Although we do have those traditional men out here.
Correct.
Although, and I will say that traditional men are not the kind of men they say. People say what they want, but let's say you get a guy who opens the door up for you and does all of those kind of things. A woman might say you're boring because you're not out here wilding out in these streets. Now there are some women. I'm not saying all women. Tay, look at her shaking her head like I just can't wait to say what the fuck I gotta say.
What?
And I
I'm
You
shaking.
do
know
No,
she got something to say.
not
because
at not at all. Y'all got
it's
me.
not every
Not at all.
woman, but when we deal with the generalization, it's like I bring it back to balloon pop. You see the women, some women on balloon pop, they pop halfway decent guys, and even decent guys get they balloon pop like a motherfucker just
Right.
because he might not have dreads or he might be dressed a certain kind of way. Uh, I've never seen guys balloon pop a decent dressed woman who seems intellectual. I've never seen that happen on that show, and that is something that I don't think nobody is talking about right now. And that could be something for a future show. But women are popping all kind of guys who are put together. Guys are popping balloons on women who got their booty cheeks out and saying they strippers and all of that, right? So they getting their balloon pop. But if it is a Claire Huxtable type of woman, I've never really seen that kind of woman on balloon pop. But if she was on balloon pop, I'm guarantee you, like the halfway put together guys who got trades, they're not drug dealers or rappers or any of that kind of stuff. Like if you have that equal type of black woman on on a balloon pop, like ain't no, I don't care how thuggish, ruggish bone a guy is, man. I don't think he's gonna pop that balloon unless you just like she wearing real baggy clothes or something, and you can't like. But even then, you can still look at a wife and say, "Yeah, that is a wife right there." Now, at least far as I'm concerned, and I could be wrong about that. But I did want to bring a conversation up that Paul could get into because I didn't know. Um, because he said Paul Stark, so I'm not gonna call him Mace on here. Um, I did want to bring up something that he can chime in on. I mean, we can, unless y'all want to rebuttal and go ahead, take because you ready and I'm ready to hear it. Or Lady T.
You know she got something to say. She's she's trying to hold her mouth closed.
So which one?
Who, me?
You,
What was
I have
right?
nothing to say.
You wanted us to respond to what you were
I
talking
think
about?
right. I think y'all
Anything.
want me to respond so bad, but I really have nothing to say. That's a conversation that men
Right,
can have and be open and say how they feel. That is not a debative from women to men. I can't
right,
take away how you feel or how you think. That is your
right.
perception of how you feel and how you think. That's your opinion. I have nothing to say about that. I'm
Yeah,
just listening to the conversation.
I
Have you ever degraded a man?
Have I ever what?
Degraded a man.
No. I never, ever, ever had. And I've had it where when important relationships didn't go well, I asked. And I know that it's going to hurt for you to tell me the truth, but I'd rather know the truth. What did I do that was wrong that you didn't like, or what was something you feel like I need to work on? I asked and had a real conversation because if a serious relationship can go down, it's definitely both people. So what did I do to contribute to it? And that helps me in the long run whenever I do date somebody else on a serious note. So everything I say that you guys said, I love hearing men talk and being open about it, about how they feel. When I'm shaking my head at the sadness that y'all clearly have being with women like that. And I've also learned that some opinions that have generated is sometimes based off of immaturity, like an immature decision. Like for instance, you didn't know her long enough to know who she really is, or
All
but
right.
you know what I'm saying,
You're
type
me.
stuff. You know what I'm saying, type stuff. So I just respect your opinion and let y'all roll with it. I'm just listening.
So my question is like, have you ever dated someone in the manufacturing or hospitality or uh, maintenance, janitorial, or they're trying to get off the ground. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh, oh yeah. Yes, I have, and I'm sorry. I'm one of the few that thinks that there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but I have dated a man in that field before, and I don't think our relationship didn't work based on his job, his employment, how much money he made, or none of that. That relationship didn't work, from my opinion, and what we discussed was because of maturity of even knowing how or wanting to know how to make your money work where you need it to work.
I
If
understand.
you buying shoes before you pay your rent, and them shoes is $300 something, there's a problem.
I get
That
it.
that's a problem. Like, so it's not that you're not making a lot, but it's that what you're making, you're not making it work for you for now and for the future. You're just wanting to look good. So
So I got a question though. Like, so nowadays in 2024, I have a good woman. I have a beautiful woman that I know what she expects, and all that good stuff. But I look at a lot of things, a lot of posts. I try to stay off like certain people's posts and stuff like that because of those things. Like, what is it that a woman in 2024? What is they looking for?
Mm. Ooh,
Lady
baby.
T, you want that?
Oh God, why
Want
you
it?
gonna put it on me?
I knew you was, because you ain't
Um,
talked yet. You
no,
haven't
Have
talked
I
women
yet.
know
had
So
you
your
right.
booty moist
Yeah.
lately?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. That would have to. You would definitely have to ask multiple different women that question, because I can't speak for every woman in 2024. I can only speak for myself and maybe a couple of women that I'm around. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Because you know, definitely who you surround yourself with definitely makes a difference in your preference of everything, not
hmm
just a relationship. Um, and I would say, far as my situation, like what I would be in 2024, the main thing, you know, a real woman would be looking for is balance. You know, period, point blank, balance. And I'm saying that only because being a woman who already has things going on for herself, it's not that I need you to come in and just take over. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I,
right,
I would just need you to balance me out in the areas that I may be lacking in, or in the areas that I just may need help in. And usually that's what, it's supposed to be done in a relationship. It always supposed to be, somebody may have more education or more knowledge in an area
right.
that you may not. So that's what I would need. That extra muscle, that extra, you know, um, in general, just things that I need balance in. Because it's not that I can't do it, but it's like, who wouldn't want a man to come in and, women want to be most women, I can say, we want to be in our soft girl era. We want to be, in our feminine.
Y'all feisty though.
You know,
we are, we are,
I
we are,
you said what?
we
Feisty.
are feisty, and we are feisty.
And the ones that are feisty is because we have to protect. More than likely, we're protecting our family that we have, which would be our children and pets or whatever else you got. But I would say those women that are very feisty and snappy a lot, that's what it is. They need a man. Like, have you ever just heard an auntie or a grandma and they'll be like, what's wrong with her? Girl, she need her a damn man. She needs some, you know what? And that's true. Like, the ones very bitter. And I ain't gonna say bitter. I ain't gonna use that word because it ain't just bitter. But the ones that are more feisty. Because not saying women in general can't be feisty, but if you're just very snappy, very feisty, um, yeah, that's because you're lacking that attention of a man or whatever your preference is. You know, some people like
So
women.
you don't believe that? So you don't. I'm not cutting you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good?
So you don't believe that in your past, like a woman's past. I have a lot of sisters. I mean, it's 23 of us. So
Ooh,
you
okay.
know, and I listen to my sisters, and I say it all the time. I say, hey, you should get married, or you should, 'cause I am, I am who I am, and I believe what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
believe that hey, if you're gonna be together, hey, you should get married. It's not just a piece of paper, and everybody can. That's another conversation. Marriage ain't a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I believe that a lot of people that are hurt or have some things in their previous life that's taking place and like, hey man, I ain't gonna do this. And I believe men and women.
Mhm.
I know several men that like, I ain't wearing these bees or these whatever. I'm like, nah, dude, you can't think like that. See, me personally, you can ask Jersey about me. I've always been a lover boy, straight up. I've been straight up. Hey, Jersey used to tell me, boy, you better get up off that love, boy, because you're gonna get hurt. And I did. I got damaged, but I was
Oh.
able to still bounce back. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But some people aren't able to bounce back. And they
Right.
get stuck in that stage of their life and like, oh yeah, this nigga, this and that. And then they be like, well, I'm single, I can go out and do what I want. And no man wants a woman that's ran through, nor do a woman want a community man.
Nah, nah,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Right.
never want a female that's run through.
That's
Woo-hoo.
But no woman
so.
don't
What
want
was
Listen,
no
what was
woman don't want no community man either. I mean,
nah,
Show don't.
they don't. They
Show
don't.
don't.
so what
If
was your
if I if I find out if it's like, you
That's
know what
why
I'm
it's hard
saying,
to
it
find love in people out there now because you can't trust people.
no,
You
you
don't know what
don't.
their past look like.
right?
well,
But
And
I
don't
can't
get what
trust you.
he's
I can't
saying
agree
is
with
what he's
I know what he's
saying is
saying.
don't get I ain't talking to you, just you, Doug.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. But I'm saying what you're saying, Paul, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that when we do get hurt, it's easy to get stuck in that hurt. It's
mhm.
easy to get stuck in that opinion from what you received from the last
Mhm.
person that you was dating. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And so from what I'm hearing, it's important to not stay there. Don't stay
you. Right.
in that, because if you do, you may end up being like, a little angry or bitter or whatnot
You're gonna miss
toward,
all your blessings.
yeah, miss your blessings. And I completely understand that. You know what I'm saying? On a personal level, that's what's up. But I mean,
That's
I
basic.
believe I believe in God, but He literally helped me get through it. That's all I'm saying. But
Right. You
Have to
understand?
you
We can,
have to heal
yeah,
your see what
What
happened.
what about this though? What if a
What
friend
happened?
brings you a woman?
hold on, Lady T
Huh?
talking, Carlton.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, because we were already, in a topic. Sorry, but
you wild boy.
no,
I heard
basically,
that topic.
but no, I was just
Hold
gonna
on,
say
Crocker.
basically what happens is that is correct. A lot of women and men, it ain't just women, but
Right.
they are not healed. So what happens is you may be in a relationship, you get out of that, and that at that point in time, instead of you like jumping into something else, and see what a lot of people do is, I've done this in my younger days, I don't do it now, but a lot of people, what they do is they will actually cover up that hurt or try to get over that person by going
Mm-hmm.
with somebody else or talking
Yeah.
to somebody else. It's like you're trying to cover it up. So it's like, I'm going to talk to them or I'm going to talk to them. But in reality, you're not even healed. You're still hurting from the
Mm-hmm.
last situation
Right.
that went
That's
on.
right.
And so it's like you're carrying
Mm-hmm.
that hurt. And so it's like really the person that you're even talking to at that moment, you may not even really give two fucks.
And
Excuse
then
my
the
French.
film
Yes.
pop
No,
back
you
up and
No,
you
right.
Boy,
done
boy,
for.
I agree with that because shoot, that
yeah.
hit home. That
And
hits home like a
yeah,
motherfucker.
Yes.
Boy.
that's really what a
That
lot of
hits home.
people is out here doing today.
Yep.
That's
And
Mm-hmm.
what
that's
it is.
why that's why some people, after they've went through the trauma and they've healed, it don't take them long to know what's up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? They like,
Mm-hmm.
because once you're healed, you're no longer being led by the hurt. So you're
Mm-hmm.
no longer just accepting anything and anybody. You're
Yeah,
Exactly.
being very careful
yeah,
about
yeah,
who's in your space and who's in your head, and who
yeah.
you joining up with. You know what I'm saying? Because them let me leave that alone. But all I'm saying is you're being
You
very careful.
silly.
So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
give
'cause that makes it
before
hard
we
to
go
Hey,
off
you a
on
choose.
another
fool, man.
tangent, let's give Carlton his opportunity to say what he was gonna say. What was you about to say, CeeLo, aka C Dot?
AKA
Okay, see
Youngins,
Walker.
aka C Walker, aka Uncle Johnson. I was playing. Back to what I was gonna say
And
before I was.
Yeah,
I was gonna say this though. Sometimes you gotta examine the type of women that you're dealing with because you think this person is good. They got a job. They work with you. Somebody referred you to them, and then you sit back and you ask something very small, and they don't fulfill that. And you're like, oh, okay, I know what you want because they
I
got a lot
think
of other. Huh?
I'm sorry, man, but I think you gotta evaluate the type of women that you like. You can introduce me to a crackhead, and if I don't want to fuck with that crackhead,
Hold up, I'm not done
no,
talking.
no, 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 no,
Let me
no, no.
finish talking. Like
Go
everybody else got
ahead,
the thing. That's
go
rude. I
ahead,
wasn't done. Okay,
go ahead.
you already talk,
and then you
talk.
sit back and you find out that this person was only chasing you for money. They was only looking for somebody as money. And that makes you think, okay, I'm glad I missed that bullet. I'm glad she didn't give me her number because she only wanted me for money. And I'm looking for more of a woman about building a relationship than building about money. I
Man,
can get money
Carlton,
from
let me
you.
tell you, boy, we've been going back way back when, man. You stop that bull stuff, dude. Now you know straight up front, dude. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, boy. Hey, I'm 38, man. Hey, you know a woman from the time you meet a woman, you
You
know
know
what
what's
you.
up,
You
bro. You
know,
know what's up, and that goes back to what I said. You got to deal
Hey,
with
so
hold
what
what
you
on,
you
Dre. Hold
do?
accept
on,
and who
Dre.
you
Dre.
attracted to.
Dre. Dre. Drizzy, man. You know, for experience, from experience. I know 7 years of that. You know what I mean? But I stood tried to say, oh, she gonna change, she gonna change. Hey, bank account going down, bank account going down. But sometimes you gotta let go, Carlson. You gotta you gotta grow up.
You
You know,
got
I'm
to.
not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about as a man, you have to
No,
grow up. You
yeah, what I'm
gotta
saying
you
is
gotta
I'm glad
figure
I
it out.
didn't put too much in that
You
situation.
can't be
I
stuck in the
more.
same place. You got
No,
But
to
no, no.
evolve.
I was examining her motives, right? I was thinking, what does she really want? Because where I'm working. What
Man,
does this
and
person
and, and,
want?
and, and lose like $100,000 like I did. No,
there
bro.
is
That's what
not.
I
You
mean.
know, I
That's why
watch
There is.
sometimes you got to
people.
figure these
Look,
people
man,
out for
and
engagement.
I ain't even gonna hold y'all because I done been quiet and let other people talk, and I still ain't been able to get my point across. So I'm gonna let the floor speak right now because I still say it's about your type. If somebody bring a crackhead to you or somebody that's a prostitute and she busts it open,
Man, you like
they,
crackheads or something?
no, I'm just saying, like, is that
That's
is
a
that
very
is that
example.
is that who you gonna accept? Like, if that's what you like, can't no, because I know people. There are people who like that kind of stuff, right?
Right,
And when that's who you like, uh, I mean, that's who you're gonna attract. You're gonna seek it out.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Slow
If
down.
you don't like those kind of women, if you don't want somebody that's in the club every weekend, if somebody be like, "Hey, this is my I'm trying to not use names of people that I know. This is my friend Samantha." But you
This
find
is
out, damn,
Cecilia.
you find out Samantha been on Backpage, and you find out in your mind if you want that easy thing, you're gonna go after that because that's what you're thinking about.
It sucks, man. It
I
sucks.
mean, but you
sucks.
have a but hold on though. But hold on, you have an option though. You got an option if you want Claire Huxtable, you are not gonna move in any kind of places
Drink that beer.
where there are no Claire Huxtables at. You're
It's
not
hard
gonna be in.
for
You're
hustle.
not gonna. Nah, you're not
What?
gonna be in Tremors. Where you gonna be at? You're gonna be at the art museum because it's not hard. It's only hard because you looking for the kind of women that the kind of easy or the kind of men that you like, the ones that might be easier to deal with. because they got art museums. If you want to find somebody, go to the art museum. In Indy. There's a group. I cannot think of what the website is called, but I preach this to a lot of people. Like, if you want to find like-minded people, you can find those like-minded people. You want somebody that likes nature and stuff. They got groups and they all get together and they be in nature, or they get together and they go to what's that brewery downtown?
I
Uh,
don't know what it's called.
downtown off of like where the Union Station used to be.
It's not a brewery, but it's where you can buy all the wine and resupplies and stuff like that. Anyway, I can't think of it right now, but I used to buy when I was making wine and stuff. I used to go over there. But now I've learned that there are people who meet up there in groups. Like, if you like shit poetry, they got poetry groups. Like, there is no reason where you can only be like, well, I only can run into people who sell dope and sell weed or sell vajayjay. That shit is because that's who you want to date. Anytime you want to deal with people, okay, they got making candle groups. How about I go over here? Because although some people might be able to infiltrate some of those groups, I mean, but you can still pick and choose on who you deal with in those groups, though. But if you be like, I just need somebody who be at the club. If that's what you want to meet them at the club, or you want to meet them on Tinder, or you want to do all that shit, then you're gonna end up with what the fuck you're getting. But I believe that just like social media has made the world smaller for dating, it has also made it more strategic for dating. And you just
Yes.
have to understand that, okay, maybe I need to go to a cigar bar if I want
Right.
somebody upscale or more sophisticated. Or maybe I need to go to an arcade bar if I want a gamer. You know what I mean? Because they got these different groups on you can hang out with. Not saying that you're gonna find somebody that is super all-star, but at least you can find somebody who is according to what it is that you want in a person.
What about this?
I
I'm
sure,
kind of
I
I'm
sure
kind of
was about to
traditional,
ask you
old
at
school.
these.
What
Hold
can
on,
you meet an
Carlton.
older?
Hold on, Carlton. I
Hold
sure
on,
was about to ask
let
you
him
at these questions.
let Carlton say what he's gonna say. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm kind of more traditional, like meeting an older woman that has a daughter and may introduce you to that daughter. You see what I'm saying? That's how my dad and my mother got together, something like that.
So what you're saying is you're gonna go out and seek a cougar and be like, I want to date your daughter. Do you got any daughters I can deal with?
What?
Are you
No.
That's what
wild?
it sound like.
No, I'm just saying sometimes
I
it works
I
like that.
I
Like in certain type of religious organizations, sometimes you meet people, you're friends with them, and then
Are you
they
part of a
introduce you
cult?
to their daughter because
I
you're a
feel
good person, not because of that, or they think that
like
you're
talking about like
beneficial to
kind
their
of how
daughter.
do like that type of they have a culture where they just some of them don't even meet their wives until they get married, you know what I'm saying? So,
Old people though.
so I think that is, but I kind of agree with you, Andre, on what you said. Like, um, depending on what you want, that's the environment you should be in. Because I mean, it only makes sense. If you want people that you think gonna be smart, go to the library. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody who's active, go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? You want a hoe, go to the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all in what
Or the bar?
But
or
hold
So,
up,
so, so
hold
basically, you
up,
didn't answer my
I'm gonna
question,
try
Lady
those
T.
new spots and tell you what.
Lady T. Hold
huh?
up, hold
You
up, y'all. But the problem with today and age is this. These women have, I have to say women. Women have got to the point where they're tired of the bull stuff, or they're tired of dealing with this, and they think that man, like that last man. Again, it goes back to what we were talking about. People get stuck in their situations, so men are like, "Dang, man, I go to the library. I'm gonna find me a librarian, little chick. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to find me a little beautiful. I want to go to church. I'm like, boy, oh, she look nice. Got that Miss Daisy hat on and stuff. I like that.
said Miss
I
You
Daisy.
know
don't
what
I
I'm
don't know if
saying?
the library
But hold up, y'all. Hold on.
I don't know if the library in itself is the perfect place to go find somebody because you got a lot of homeless people You got a lot of people that are down bad.
But would you even
No,
talk to
hold
a
on,
homeless
but hold
person?
on,
Hold on.
hold on, hold on,
Know
hold
what
on,
I was
hold
trying
on.
to say, Dre.
I know,
Not
but no, hold on. I know what you're trying to say, but let me clarify it though. Let me clean it up
Andre likes crackheads and homeless people.
because a lot of the libraries are like that. But when you go to and you find book clubs, when you find things like this online, because you, I'm a when I think of what it's called, I'm going to post this shit in the chat. But there are book clubs though. You can
Talking
go
about
on you can
Scholastic?
go on Facebook right now
right.
and look up book clubs, Indianapolis book clubs, or Indianapolis book readers, or something like that, or Indiana. You know what I mean, or Midwest, or anywhere, and you can find people who have like interest in you, and then it gets nicher than that. You can be like, we like romance novels, and then you got a group of people who only like no
Right.
romance novels. And you
Right.
got another group of people who like nonfiction. You know what I mean? So
People there.
it's just about you can niche it all the way down if you wanted to. But if you're a victim about relationships, I believe it's because we choose that now. We choosing it now
Right. I
because
do agree with
we
you.
live in a different world. We are in a digital world.
I told you. Hey,
So,
Drizzy, any way you can talk about it, I'm telling you, 2024. It's not what you think. Hey, these dudes, I make this. Man, when am I gonna step up to you and say, nigga, I make 100 grand. What you got? This nigga still over there. He working at the warehouse making $20 an hour. She making 37 an hour.
But
So you
that don't
got,
even matter though. I mean,
yes, does.
Some people are like this. I'm gonna still want your money.
But you
most
don't know
women
how she
don't.
feels about it.
oh no,
Some
Most
people,
squat
women,
out there.
some
Go
people,
no,
back
but look,
15 minutes ago. So where can you find a Claire Huxtable type
women
woman?
don't want to date down.
Andre, since you said something about Claire Huxtable, where could you find a Claire Huxtable
Yeah,
type?
where would you, Andre, find Clara Huxtable? Is that
Why
the
you
light skin
saying
one,
where would
or is that?
Andre find one? Why you
I'm
gotta
saying,
make
Yeah,
it so?
because you always talk about it. This is the
Quaterton, be quiet, man.
second
Be quiet.
show.
Hutch,
No,
Quaterton,
hey,
Hutch,
this is the second show.
T. Walker. Hold on, man. Y'all keep cutting my question out. Y'all go off into a tandem, and I can't even ask questions. Okay, based on what Andre said 20 damn minutes ago, where can you find a Claire Huxtable type? Since you said something about a Claire Huxtable type.
All right, y'all ready?
Right.
Yeah.
First
Clara
off, I'm
Huxtable
gonna
is
tell
in
you.
college.
First off, if are y'all gonna give me the opportunity to answer this?
I don't know, because everybody keep interrupting
I
everybody.
know,
I
but
haven't, brother.
I need everybody across the board to give me the opportunity to answer this.
I'll give you the opportunity. Carlton, do you?
You loud.
Hey, do you?
Hey,
Yes,
Doug.
I
Hey,
Hey,
do.
Doug.
man,
You know
stop
I'm
putting
always
people on the
silent with you.
spot. I was quiet. That's why I muted my mic to answer
No,
your
we
question.
No,
all
I
we
was
are.
saying,
He's asking all
I
of us.
got shitty because I ain't even get to answer the damn question.
He was asking
Doug,
all of
you
us, though, not
silly.
just you, Carlton, not just you.
Yes, I'm quiet. I muted my
Man,
mic.
I miss hanging with y'all ass, boy. I swear.
Hey, man,
Go
it's
ahead,
been a
Andre.
minute, man.
Go
I ain't
ahead.
hung with you in a minute, bro.
So I'm gonna tell you one thing. First, let me start out where you're not gonna find a Claire Huxtable. All right, it's a two-part question,
Yes.
two-part answer. You're not gonna find her at the church.
For real?
It's a lot of good women that you ain't gonna find at the church.
What
With the
about the
church,
mosque or the
this is
synagogue?
why I'm saying that the church is like the club.
Pretty much.
Everybody done try to find out, are we together? Can we be together? So even if it's 2 or 3 years removed, people in the church done messed around and been having sex with each other in the church.
How you know? You don't even go to church.
How
The
do you
preacher,
know? Certain
if the
people get
look,
kicked out.
if the
Certain
preacher,
faiths, you'll get
hold
kicked
on, man,
out.
y'all say y'all's gonna let me talk, man. If the preacher is at the church fucking everybody, or the
And they do.
deacons,
And they do.
or the choir director, if he's
Yes,
not
you do.
on the
Yes, you do.
other side of that spectrum, that means that the most desirable women that are in the church unless they're new, they have been here. They trying to see. Everybody trying to find. Women are more the ones in the church trying to find. Is this my husband? Is this my husband? This the husband? The guys in the church are more like, give me the pussy, fucking the pussy. Where is
What
that?
church you going to?
Yeah, what? I know because I know
Man,
some
I'm
faiths
trying to go
you
to
have
that
sex
church.
before marriage.
No,
You're
y'all are
disposed.
don't know,
tripping,
but
bro.
Yeah, what?
no,
Some
this is
faiths like
secretly
Dude,
Muslim
no,
and
Hey,
it's
certain
it's
hey,
faiths.
I want
nice
to
that
know
you're
what church
getting
that
routes
is.
in
I'm trying to
there.
go
Yeah,
to
what
that
kind of?
church.
Hey, that sounds like a
no,
Baptist
this
church
That
for
might
secretly
real.
bring me
happens.
back to church. Shit.
Or
This
We're
secretly
not a
apostolic
happens at
church.
church.
every church, y'all. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know.
Non-denomination.
Y'all telling me y'all didn't know that
Everybody
that happens at church.
laughing.
I know
Everybody
certain faiths
laughing,
you'll
but
get
I'm
kicked
being,
out for that
but
activity.
I'm
We
being,
know,
but
yeah,
I'm being
we
They'll
know. That's
treat
100%
how
you
the
how the
church
true.
heathens treated
begins.
you.
That's how
I'm
the
being
church
100%
begins.
real. Y'all laughing at it, and I'm talking about why you can't find a Claire Huxtable at the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the times, the wife is found outside of the church and brung into the church.
That's not true. Well, I
Man,
can't say for church people. Let me be quiet. Yeah, because what I
so
did
Yeah,
was
you don't go
different.
to church.
so I'm saying that you can't find one in the
I
church.
mean,
You can find one if she's new to the church, but if she's been there 10, 20 years, bro, she done had sex with at least 2 people in that motherfucker.
And what if she's faithful and she
maybe
don't do
three or
that and they
four.
got to get married in
If
order to
if
have
she's
sex?
been there at least 2 years, bro, she done at least had sex with 1
So
or 2
what's it?
people there.
What's
One
that?
or
Why
two
does it
people
matter?
in the pastor or the preacher.
It
So why does it
matters.
matter?
It matters because of if you deal with the traditional thought process of your sex and who you having sex with is your what is it called? I don't want innocence. You
Your
know what I
mate.
mean? Like your
No,
reputation
no.
in the church.
So when you go to school, you ain't never had sex with nobody.
But we ain't talking about school.
School is
We
a
talk
whole
about
different
in a place
But
where
motherfucker.
everybody is
Oh,
supposed to be
okay,
holier than thou.
okay,
but if
but
So I'm
guess
going to
what
everybody
say
though?
knows
that
you're not supposed to have sex before you get
90%
married.
of the time you're not going to
Well,
find a Claire
cut the noise,
Huxtable.
cut the noise, cut the noise.
Not,
We're there to
not,
get
not. Hold
healed.
on, because let me finish the comment. Let me finish the answer real quick. 90% of the time, you're not going to find a Claire Huxtable in the church. Can you find one there? Yes.
You don't like that.
Can you find one there? Yes, you can. But will you always find one there? No. So,
Nope.
with that being said, in the club, you're not going to find a Claire Huxtable at Trimmers or JD's or any of those places. She can
So
be
would
your
you
Claire
rather go to
Huxtable.
church or go to a club?
She can be your Claire Huxtable. You can make her be whatever you want her to be.
What is Claire Huxtable? Give me a definition, please.
Have you ever seen the Cosby Show?
I ain't really never paid attention. I was watching Dukes of Hazzard.
She
Oh
got
well.
a head on her shoulders. She look nice. She knows she's respectful. She knows what she wants in life. She knows what to do. She
She's
has
a
a
smart
career going
She
woman.
out of
got a
herself.
degree. She's a
Okay,
You
is
ain't
smart
this
gotta
the
black
light
woman.
skinned
you
one
ain't
or the
gotta
brown
worry
skin?
about her being out here in the streets. She ain't gonna be fucking with no other niggas because she's dedicated to her husband
Husband.
and her family.
Right.
You ever got on
Everything
a
else,
fat line? No.
everything else outside of her husband and her family
Does not matter.
Doesn't
doesn't
mean
matter.
anything. And that's
Claire
hard to
Huxtable.
find in these days
Chris,
that
why
we
don't you
live
text
in.
me the
It's
word
not
so I can
hard to
find
Well,
find
out?
if
clearly you
you're
got two on this podcast right now who is
You
definitely
better say
Claire
it. You
Huxtable.
better say it.
Period.
Represent.
if
Period. Come on,
Represent.
Tay.
if
Yes,
Come on,
Lady
Tay.
T.
Let them know. Let them
Say it.
know,
look,
Tay. We right
Cutthroat.
here.
if you are
Cutthroat.
fishing, now hold
Cutthroat.
on, let me try to break it down simple terms. Let's say you want to catch a let's say you want to catch a
The
them
piranhas.
swordfish. Let's say the swordfish is a Claire Huxtable, right? Them swordfish. You can only catch those in the ocean. But if you are
Yeah.
over here at Eagle Creek and you like, I'm gonna catch this kind of fish in
Yeah,
Eagle Creek.
that's your forfeit. He agree.
Even if a motherfucker took one from the ocean and put it in Eagle Creek, the motherfucker is gonna die
It ain't gonna survive. Eagle Creek
before
is
you get
freshwater.
to it. Why? Because the environment
Eagle
is
Creek is
not
freshwater.
conducive for
Mhm.
these type of fish.
Yeah,
No.
that's
So
true.
if you want this type of fish, I say there are 7 seas. Motherfucker be like, there's more fish in the sea. I say, but there are 7 seas, bro.
Yeah.
And not all the different kind of fish that you might dream about are in the fish in the sea or the pond or the lake that you're looking in.
The last girl you fell in love with that didn't work out, where'd you meet
I
her
was
at?
fishing in the wrong pond. I
Where'd you
caught the
meet her?
wrong kind of fish.
What
And I
church
was
was you
like,
at?
I'm gonna make this motherfucker
I think
be.
I hear
Hold
that.
on.
What church was
And
you
I
at?
said it wasn't a church.
I met her in
And I
high
said
school.
I'm gonna make this one be who I wanted to be by my own
So how you
expectations.
gonna
Like
say you ain't never met a girl at church? So how you gonna say you can't meet somebody at church if you never experienced it?
I didn't. I never said I never met anybody at church, and you didn't ask me that question.
So what happened?
Well, what's your question?
So are you bitter from meeting a bad girl at church?
He said 90% of the time you're not gonna meet a Claire Huxtable at church. That's what
Right,
he said.
right, right. He
But the
did say that though.
qualities that he said was faithful, always about her family,
But I'm asking though,
not at the club. Why isn't that the qualities of spiritual
have you
women?
ever, Carlton? Have you ever met a girl at
You
church?
ain't gonna find that quality in church.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
If you
I
found,
didn't go to
Hold on,
church.
I
I
have
went
to
to the
correct
hall.
you because spiritual women and church people, women that go
I'm
to
talking
church are
about with
different.
no.
They're
Let
not.
me explain
Some of the women
something.
in church
Your
are not spiritual.
It's more spiritual women
is your
outside of church than
connection
in
with the
church.
Exactly.
Creator, right?
So you
But
can't say that a woman is spiritual just because she's in church. Some of them
no,
people are not.
can I talk?
exactly,
Hey, I
exactly.
gave everybody the floor. Listen, I say this. Number one, did I meet a woman that when I went to the hall when I growing up? Yeah, I did. They were
What
beautiful
hall? You gotta
women.
say Kingdom Hall,
The
bro. We
Kingdom
don't.
Hall,
Most
man.
people don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
okay, Kingdom
I
Hall. When
thought
I
I
went to
was
the
talking
Kingdom
about the
Hall.
union.
No, okay. I mean, she was beautiful. But then I come to find out she wasn't really what it was, what it was amounted to. But and then she got kicked out. So that's what I mean. Like, not everybody's faith allows that type of stuff to go on because they care about having the spirit of the Creator to protect them. So you can't say that everybody's faith is going to allow that because I know Muslims, witnesses, and probably some other faiths. If you do something wrong according to the scriptures, you're getting kicked out for that doing that.
Don't nobody kick you out of the. You can't. How can you
You
kick
can't get
somebody
kicked
out of a
out.
religion,
You don't get kicked out
You
of it.
can't you can't be
bro?
associated.
You
You can't do
cannot
the
kick
normal.
somebody out of
Y'all
what they
wild.
believe in.
You could be
Y'all
like
wild.
this. They're not
Imagine
allowed to
Muhammad
talk.
Ali. Imagine Muhammad Ali being allegedly kicked out of the Nation of Islam, and then
He was
they told him
silenced.
one, and
That's
then
what I
they
mean.
told hold on, and then they told him one day you can be back in the faith. He said, I ain't never left the faith. Like you
Right. But
can't
what
tell
I'm saying,
somebody what they can. That's cultism when you can tell somebody I
no,
can kick
Jesus
you
said
out.
that though. Jesus said this. You gotta, if you keep trying to help him and he doesn't want to, you got to treat him like the man of the nation, have
He
nothing to
did
do
not
with.
say nothing about kicking somebody out of
I know the
religion.
Bible. Hey, I'm
He
gonna let y'all
said
sit
that
though.
you're
I'm about to
not
get off
supposed to have
here.
no
Outside of
dealings
that,
with
man,
him.
going back to the Claire Huxtable, bro. The Claire Huxtable
Thanks,
can be
Paul.
found. The Claire Huxtable can be found in
Peace out,
places
Ace. You be
that are
Hey,
cool, bro.
not.
let me just say this real quick, y'all. Not cutting you off, Drizzy. I love you to death. We're gonna definitely kick it, barbecue and everything. I gotta get here with my woman.
You
but
know it, fam.
love is only to be found when love is where it's at. I mean, you can dig a diamond up and make it. It could be dirty as hell, but you can make it beautiful. But if it don't want to be beautiful, it's not gonna be beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I love
Nah,
y'all, and thanks for the
Exactly.
that's
conversation.
not how
Hey,
that works with a diamond. But go ahead, bro. We love you, and then we'll
My
holler at you
bad.
on the next episode if you want to pull back in.
All
oh,
right,
peace
Paul.
out.
We
Hey,
gotta
let
let
me
you,
know when.
fam.
Let me know when it is, though. Let me know. Y'all be safe. All right.
It's every Tuesday and Thursday.
Right on. Be safe.
In between. Okay,
All
you
right,
too.
fam.
We'll
We
see
gotta
you.
get this barbecue going on. Hang out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But hell nah, a diamond ain't got no choice on being polished and cut in anything. It ain't, that's why I push back on what he just said. I can dig a diamond out of the ground today and I can wash it off. But a diamond ain't got nothing. The diamond cannot, it has no say so on how I polish it and I cut it and make it beautiful. That ain't got nothing to do with the diamond. That's my perception. But the diamond in itself is the diamond is still who that diamond was before I cut it and I made it to be how I wanted it to look. That's like you picking somebody up from trimmers. That's like you picking somebody up from a dating site. Okay, I'm gonna polish you up in my mind. I'm gonna cut you up and do everything I want to do to you to make you look beautiful to me. But guess what happens to that diamond, that gem? It's always who it always was. You can't tell a diamond I'm a diamond. You can't tell a gold nugget you're a gold nugget. I already knew who I was before you got here. And the issue with that is that when you do try to make me be something different, if I eventually rebel against who you think I am, that fault is on you. That's what it's called making a hoe into a housewife. Imagine trying to do that and then finding out, damn, this motherfucker was a hoe the entire time.
The whole damn time. Boy.
Who fault is it? Is it the diamond or is it diamond cutter? Like it was a cubic zirconia. How you say it? Cubic
Zirconium.
I can't say it. I don't think none of us can say it.
Cubic zirconium.
Zirconium.
Okay. Or a diamond. I can cut it up the same way and lay them out next to each other. A Claire Huxtable and a stripper turned Christian.
But people do change if they want to change on their own.
It don't matter, but are you willing to bet? You know what a gamble is?
Yeah, it's a gamble. I mean,
I know what I'm asking you. Do you know what a gamble? Well, I'm asking you, do you know what a gamble
everybody
is?
can. Yeah, you take a chance on it.
So are you willing to take a chance? Are you willing to take a chance on a hoe becoming a wife one day or somebody who was never a hoe?
Let me ask you this. Everybody
and that was reared to be a wife. Because that's just like a husband. Most guys out here are not husbands, though. We can learn how to be one. Sometimes you learn about even being a parent through trial and error.
Then for that, then that hoe could learn to be a wife if she wanted to. Perfect.
But
example,
are you willing to gamble? Are you willing to gamble on a hoe? How much time are you willing to put up for the hoe before you be like, you know what, I wasted my time?
A lot of times men don't even know that if they don't
really you know it.
Oh, you know.
You decide to go on forward. You know. But you didn't answer my question because you had made an argument. So I'm asking you, how long are you willing to deal with the hoe before you decide I wasted my time?
It's up to you to decide that.
I'm asking you.
Until I find something better out there.
So you willing to deal with the hoe?
Until you find something better?
Yep. Until I find something.
Why don't you just leave it alone and then find something better?
Right. But sometimes that's not how life works. Sometimes there's
If you want something better, you're going to get something better.
But
but you know, that's not how the world works. Sometimes people deal with people until they can move on when they find something else. That's just how it is sometimes. Stuff comes along even when you're dealing with people too.
That's bullshit.
That's people that don't
different people.
And then them same motherfuckers that have
that's people that don't want to be alone.
Oh, it's her fault. It's not her fault when you already knew who you was dealing with.
Why are you getting so emotional?
If you know what you want to go for what you want.
Like when you decide to deal with a hoe, whether it's a nigga, a male hoe, or a female hoe. Excuse me saying the N-word.
I feel like
But hold on though. When you choose to do that, you cannot blame them for breaking your heart. You cannot blame them from hurting you. It's your fault because you willingly
in the back of your mind, if you know they're holding
you willingly walked into that.
Okay, everybody gets played the fool. The thing is, though, to get up and keep
we too grown to be a fool.
We done already played that damn game. You should know what you what you're going to,
Right.
what
And
you're going through.
that's why when that person came along, I was using discernment and was like, is this even worth my time? And you know what I mean, going through it and examining before I even move forward. You know what I'm saying? To really even thought process was different. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't just always on just jump to it. It was more like, let me feel this person out isn't even worth my time. And I realized in my thought process, it wasn't even worth my time. That's what I was trying to say. So in dealing with the whole your thought process, where you're meeting, what they're talking about, what they're trying to get at. You know what I'm saying?
You done with your train of thought?
No, what I was trying to say is that basically you know what you're dealing with. If you want to deal with it, you are. If it's not bad enough, then you're going to deal with it until you either A, move on with your life, or B, you find something better, or C, you just be alone and heal yourself. So there's multiple ways of dealing with this situation, or you don't deal with it at all. There's multiple. That's what life is, especially in America. Choices. We have choices that around the world other people don't have. That's one thing I do enjoy about living in America's choices. It's up to you how long you want to deal with them. But to answer my question, like I said, until I find something better or I'm in a better situation, I think that's how I would answer
So
that.
you saying until you find something better. So you're gonna stay in that same situation until you find something better? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, eventually situations change up and then you have to change up with the situation. Also, no, like, but personally, once you out really, a lot of times you're really out of it anyway. Like mentally, you probably out, maybe physically you still there, but mentally you out of it. You should
Mm.
be out of it. So that's where it gets broken down. Are you physically there? Are you mentally there? Where are you? That's me. You see what I'm saying? When you ask a question, you better be ready. I'm going to dissect that question.
Hmm.
Mentally, you should be already gone. Be like, yeah, I'm not in this. This is not for me. I want something better. Then physically, you got to look for something better, and then you got to be willing to jump for that change.
I think it all comes all at once. You should be mentally, physically, and ready to go if that's if you know the situation's not right. It shouldn't be a stutter step. You shouldn't have to walk up the steps to figure out what you want in life. It should all come at once.
So, question: how do you know she's a hoe if you don't know her yet?
You don't, and that's my biggest point. You really don't know people's past if they're quiet. Some people are honest, and some people sometimes you could tell like how many children they got, how many fathers. You know what I'm saying? Some of the obvious, but at the same time, some people who don't have no kids from it unalive their kids because of like Kamala Harris programs and all the way up to Marcus Sanger. You're not gonna know that type of stuff. But if they're the ones who have a lot of kids, then it's kind of obvious. But if they don't have a lot of kids, you don't know at all. And that's where you would have to kind of ask different questions, fill them out, see how easy they are. Then you'll know. And then other people could change and not want to be so easy. They do that 90-day crap to make it seem like they different. You know what I'm saying? As they get older, they might try this 90-day
Yeah,
rule
bro.
that they got
Yeah,
from
bro.
Steve
Steve
Harvey.
Harvey into the
Yeah.
situation. The thing
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean, because
man.
Steve Harvey brought the
He
game
say
out,
think like a
and
man.
now a whole
Well,
Man,
straight
I'm
that's
gonna
movie,
speak. I'm gonna
90
speak on
days.
that.
bullshit.
I'm gonna speak on
That's
that
straight
because
bullshit. Think like a
So
man
Devontae
bullshit.
and Ray Ray get it right then, but
no, I'm
Malcolm
a,
has to wait 90 days.
but I'm gonna tell you something. It takes 90 days to break a habit. So basically, a lot of people use 90-day rules for different things, not just only in relationships. But I've been in a situation where I was just playing with a person and really experienced it, and it became the lifestyle for me. And it sometimes I go longer than 90 days, because I really want to. And it shouldn't even, to me, a situation should never be on sex. Period. If it happened, that means it was meant to happen when it happened. But if you're planning it or like, oh well, on the 90th day. No, that's not mentally, you know what I'm saying? That's not mentally what a real adult is gonna do. But you're gonna base things off of the energy, the vibe, the person, all of that. So I believe it's deeper than just that. But honestly, everybody I've ever approached, whether it was just for, well, no, I've never approached nobody. Let me go back. Everybody that ever approached me, it's never been like basically where I intentionally was like, oh well, I'm just not gonna have sex. No, that's just the type of person I am. I'm not gonna have sex with you because that's the type of person. I'm not that type of person. So I'm just looking to get to know you. I'm just looking to see who you are because I need to know who I'm laying down with, what spirits you have, baby. And you need to get
Yeah.
to know more than just that person to have sex with them. You need to get to know them for multiple reasons because I'm not out here playing anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm serious about everything. So really your first approach is going to let me know if we're going to get the phone number. Get past the phone number mean you have to get past talking on the phone to me. Getting past talking on the phone with me, you have to actually get a date or get to see me. Getting to see me then goes for me getting to know you. So in all these steps that you have to take, but
Wow.
it's gonna take a while to get to the pussy.
And
So
Hey,
then
if
when
you
you
she
that
act
getting
like
she
type
you
of
getting
so
woman,
aggressive.
thirsty, and then
if
when you
you're that
acting
type
like,
of woman where you
yes,
should
and when you
She
when you
mean what
acting
she
like you
say.
so
She getting
thirsty,
aggressive.
know,
when you
like
acting like you so
seriously,
thirsty and
because
you just gotta have it,
some men be
okay, then I
really
know
like
what
they
you
fucked
want.
up in the head. It's not even about that. And the first thing all men always say that really want the pussy really bad. Oh, we grown. Yeah, we grown as hell. And I'm making this grown ass decision. I'm making this grown
Yep.
ass
We
decision not
grown
to fuck
up.
you because that's how grown
Man,
I
all
am.
it takes is
I'm
Ray
that
Ray saying
grown
drop them
to know that
draws.
I'm gonna be that mindful about my body and about my
Listen,
respect. So I'm gonna be
listen.
that mindful, that demure, god damn it, and not fuck you because I need to still get to know you. I need to know
and,
if it needs to
and
get to that point. I need to
and if
feel
I
comfortable
decide
for
to,
you. I need to be comfortable enough for you to take my clothes off because baby, if I gotta take them off, what are we doing? You know what I'm
Let
saying?
it be R. Kelly or P.
So,
Diddy
baby,
roll up in there.
it's steps with me,
oh
but
my
every
God.
woman's
Really?
not like that. And I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm at the grocery store, at the library, at the bar. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I'm still gonna be me, and that man gonna know that he got a step or he can't even fuck with me. He's not even gonna want to approach me. The ones that just look are the ones that's so scared. They want you so bad, but they know they can't. They conversation can't even afford your time.
Listen, and
So
Lady T,
come
you
on.
on point, you on fire.
Girl, come on
And I'm
now.
about to
A
tap
real
in
woman,
and
no
add
matter
to
where you
you.
at. What?
It don't matter. I'm about to
Man,
Come
add
on.
listen,
to you
all these
because
women
here's the
say this,
thing.
but let
The
the
I'm
right
same
single
way,
Negro
hold
do
on,
that.
Carlton.
everywhere I go.
The same way that, you know what I'm saying, y'all are saying you grade a woman before you know a woman. Some women can grade a man off of how thirsty he is for the sex. If that's how you want, okay. If she gives it to you, okay, that's what you wanted, right? All right, now go ahead about your day.
Exactly.
Because if you really want to get to know a person and you really looking for something serious, it's going to show. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to show, and if it doesn't, it just doesn't. Like Lady T said, it takes time. It takes time to know what that person is on, and if you see what they're on by their conversation, by what they're saying, most of the time, if 85% of your conversation is brought up and it's
Mhm.
about, sex or your body part or something like that, then you got a pretty good idea. But don't prejudge it because that might not be it. It just might be him trying to see where you at, how you talk, what's, you know what I mean, what you like, all that kind of stuff. So you try it out a little bit. You know what I mean? You keep the conversation going, you keep going, but eventually you will find out what this person is looking for from you. Does that mean he's a bad person? No.
But I agree with
It
that
just
though. It
means
does
from
take
you,
time.
it just means from you, this is what he wanted. And he didn't want you
That
for
man
nothing
said
else.
some
And that
bullshit.
don't mean he a
But
bad
I
person. It just mean it wasn't
but I
you.
agree. I agree with that though. It does take time. I remember it was this Facebook post that somebody had put on Facebook a couple years ago. I never forget this. They always this it was this girl I went to school with. She had posted on Facebook. I'm not gonna say her name. She said put in a post that after 3 months, if you don't realize that you want to marry this person or whatever, you should end it after 3 months. I don't believe that. I never been through situations to where I thought I knew a person after 2 years, and the person was a whole different motherfucker after 2 years. So therefore, I believe it takes time to figure out if you want to marry this person, or if you want to be with this person for the rest of your life, or if you want to raise kids with this person, if you want to build a house with this person, if you want to build a home with this person, if you want to have grandkids with this person, or whatever. I believe that it takes time. You can't just up and marry somebody after 3 damn months, or after a 90-day rule or some shit like that. I believe that's
What
bullshit.
about a year? Is a year a good enough
A
time?
year, you should know a person by a year, but I don't believe 3 months or 6 months you would know that person. But
But
after a
what if
year, you
you
probably
what
could
if you
know that
can't
person.
what
But
if you can't have sex
after
with them
three
until you
months,
marry
you
them?
don't know that person, huh? Ain't
What
nobody
if
saying about sex. I'm talking about knowing a person, knowing if you want
but
to marry this
certain
person or if you
people are
want to be
based
with
like
this
that?
person. I'm saying knowing a person or if you want to be with this person for the rest of your life.
Well,
It's
I know
going to take more than 3 to 6 months to
probably
know that
like
person.
within a year. Y'all didn't have sex within a year. So I would say, Carlton, definitely sex probably would have been in there within a year.
Yeah, but I
Oh
like,
yeah, you're
you
going to
talk
have
about
sex.
not marrying a hoe. What if you met a woman that said we're not
talk-
having sex till you
we
till we
talking
get
about
married?
marriage. So, oh,
Yeah.
what'd you
Yeah,
say?
I mean, yeah, like what if you don't want a hoe and you like I'm trying to find a woman very chaste who believes in marriage and we trying to make it work. Like seriously, like what's the rush if you guys both plan to get married, you like each other and stuff while you rush into something and
I
if
never
you do
said
it,
don't
then-
have sex. I just saying I'm talking about marriage. If she's not marriage
but
material,
if we
you don't
lived
need to
in
get
that
married
type
with
of
her.
world, that world still exists over there in Africa and Egypt.
Mm-mm.
Like that world exists, like they would be killed because they still on the Muslim Hebrew time over there. You do that, yes, you're getting killed for that. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
but
you got to
we ain't
think
in
about that.
Africa though, so
And those type of
I can't
people
speak
are
on
in
Africa.
America. So for you to say that, it's
I
like
can't speak on them either because they from Africa coming here.
but I'm saying is that maybe you'll meet a woman like that. What would you do then?
What do I do then?
Yeah, you met it. You say you don't want
I
to hold
couldn't
no
be. I
more.
wouldn't be with her.
Yeah, you could not be with a woman, a beautiful woman who's all about you, who doesn't
It
cheat
ain't
on you,
about
and
beauty.
you,
It
what do
ain't
you call
always
it?
about beauty though.
But she has everything you want. You say you couldn't wait a year to get to know her. What do you call it?
You said wait a year to get to know her. I could wait, but would I want to? I gotta know who I'm now marrying. I'm not finna wait a whole year, just to clap some cheeks with a woman or whatever, and I don't know uh what you're about in the bedroom. I'm not. I could be. You could be with somebody, marry them after a year, and not have sex with them, and have sex with them and find out it's trash. Come on now, you're right.
Really? But
Can't do
what
that.
if you could teach her and that's a good woman and you could make her into what you want her to be? That's what I'm saying. Like y'all really don't want them good women like you say you do, but you want what you want and how you want it. I guess. I'm
I
just
gotta
saying.
agree
I'm
with
gonna back
Carlton
off.
on that.
Huh?
I was
I'm
like,
not gonna be with
I'm
no woman
agreeing
for
with
a
some
year
of
and
I
what
shit
know
you.
that
like
that's
I'm
marrying.
not a
agreeing with some of
realistic
what
world
you
for
said.
Americans,
If
but
we,
that's a
and not just
realistic
for
world
men,
outside of America.
not just for men, for women too. It's not realistic. You can I mean, if hey, if that's what suits you, you want to go off of that list or your checklist or your, she's got to be like meet her here, there. She's not this. She used to be a hoe. She's not a hoe now. She's a diamond. She's a ruby. You can go off the list if you want to. Go ahead, have fun at it. If you feel like that's getting you somewhere in your search for your wife, well, go ahead. But
But what's that old
chances
saying?
are, but
Hold
I
to
chances
a
mean, but
hoe
are,
until a
hold
everybody
hoe.
on, hold
has a
on, hold
You
on,
can't
hold
turn
chance.
a
on,
hoe
hold
into a
on. Let me
housewife.
finish. Hold on, let me finish, please.
Yeah.
Chances are, though, is that you can mark the things on your list and get a person completely different than what you thought because you wanted to go off of this list of how you're supposed to do it. So I feel like, yes, you still have to be careful. You still need to like them. You still need to be attracted to them, like all of that. But I just feel like if you really just keep basing it off of all these rules, regulations, and this and that, like you might miss your prize. That's all I'm saying.
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife though.
We ain't talking about hoes. That's what
And I
you talking
thought you
about.
said something about a hoe. That's why I said that. You can't tell
Well,
me
but
hoe to
we're not talking about specifically about hoes. I don't know why y'all stuck on hoes. You ain't gotta date a hoe, you ain't gotta be with a hoe, you ain't gotta marry a hoe. That's up to y'all. I'm just saying in general, men and women probably need to come off of this little list a little bit because this is it, if it's working for you, go for it. But if it's not, you might want to change some things up because chances are you are missing something. You could be missing your prize because something ain't checked off of this list, and you feel like if she is this woman, then she will be this, and like that's all I'm saying. I had to come to that realization. I'm not saying nothing that I did not have to come out of that realization as well. So that's all I'm saying.
causing you were saying something.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Tay. Um, I just think honestly, everybody got their own preference. So, um, whether you in a relationship or not, you have been in one before, and that relationship taught you what you did or did not want. And once you get grown and you get a certain age, you know exactly what you want. You and until you get that, you're not gonna never be satisfied. So what a lot of people do is they just instead of sitting back, actually, gradually, strategically taking their time and actually finding that woman that they know is theirs or for them or whatever, they just go from girl to girl to girl because in reality, back to what I said, they're trying to get over that hurt. We all trying to get over that hurt. So that's what really it's all about. Until you get that one, even if you got kids with the people before, does not mean that that was your person or your whatever you
No, it
feel
don't.
that you are looking for. That they were just
You're right.
blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because them babies definitely are them blessings. But there was a lesson learned within, that situation. And if it was meant, those be the ones who work it out, get married or whatever. If not, then you still on that soul search. But instead of you, like I said, taking your time and not steady, just keep going through people. I mean, because people got to understand there are people out here who really don't just be on that. Like it is good women out here. And I say that because I say that so much, but I can't even do nothing but respect the men that have been in my life because
Yeah.
I ain't ever had no bad blood with none of them. They all still want me. It's me. And the thing about it is they respect me that much because they know they not right for me. So they respect me enough to still be like, all right, I understand. I'ma always love you, feel me, whoop de woo. But I know why I can't have you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm different. Like I'm very different. And they not cut like that no more. They not cut like see, I'm still stuck on how when we first was raised. Like I still go by them rules. My kids still say yes, ma'am to me. You know what I'm saying? My 15-year-old still is in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm different. I'm not out here looking for nothing. I know what's mine is going to find me. That's why I say I don't approach men because I don't. So I feel like, hey, if you, you know what I'm saying? No, am I saying I don't have conversations? Yeah, I have conversations. Do they go somewhere? Some of them may go to a certain extent, and then some of them may not. But that's always the process. Did they get the ass? Hell no. You feel me? Because that process didn't go that
She said, hell no.
that process didn't go that far. But we have to at least socialize with the people, get around them in their energy to see if this is the energy I'm looking for and this is the person. If it's not, I'm gonna keep it going. I'm not even
That's
gonna give
it.
my body to them because I know this is not my person. If you get close to my person and then you know what I'm saying, then they're gonna be, it's just different. But saying all that to say, like I was saying, you know what you're looking for. We all playing this game, but we all just playing it to win. You know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
on cap.
You
I ain't
know,
on cap with y'all. I've been out for a little bit, but sometimes going back to one of Tyler Perry's first plays that they was talking about, he was like, some people are leaves and some people are branches and some people are the roots. Like sometimes we know what we dealing with. We know what's not good for us. but we want to experience it. And I maybe I can't speak for everybody, but speaking for myself, I know when I'm dealing with somebody like, yeah, she is not the one. But I want to spend the time with her. Now, maybe that is fallacy in thinking like, oh shit, bro. You know how it's gonna end. But I think a lot of times, like if we really assess the situation that we get in ourselves into, we know how it's going to end. Like I've dealt with a girl before who told I've dealt with different women, right, growing up. Some has always I want this to be no strings attached. Okay, you made that rule. So that's how it is, right? So then eventually a motherfucker might be like, okay, I want a relationship. And I might hold you to what you said initially. But it's been somebody who said no strings attached, and I was the one who wanted more because, like, damn, I know what she said, but I damn, I wanted to experience this person, or I want to have our experience, or whatever the case may be. I do believe that sometimes we sacrifice the heavens that we know, uh, or we we enjoy the hells that we put ourselves in because maybe the heaven is so far away right now. So if I don't, not saying I've ever dealt with this thought process, but maybe some of y'all can relate that maybe I need to be with somebody right now because I'm by myself and I'm alone. Like I've never dealt with that kind of situation where I want to just force and plead somebody like you need to be with me because I've always been there for you and I've been giving you this good ass dick and you still ain't giving me what I want from you. Like, nah, I've never been there before. I understand when I'm just a tool to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just gonna be real with it. I understand when I'm just a tool to somebody, and if that's the case, I have to understand that shit, and I have to be willing to decide. Okay, I do like our energy when we doing it. You know what I'm saying? I do like all of this, but then I've also learned that when that person comes across that person who they think is a better option than me, they leave for that better option. Now, when they circle back, it's my option to not mess with them. But like the question is though, like why did I deal with you in the first place? Like I already knew in the beginning
in the beginning.
that you was not who I was looking for.
And
But
you right.
I wanted you though. I wanted you in my life. I needed that. Maybe I was going through a breakup, and Carlton he might say something like he said before on the bounce back. You might need somebody to bounce
Yeah,
back.
right.
Everybody plays a fool.
But I'm
Some
just gonna say the bounce back is bullshit because the only thing that should be bouncing back is you bouncing back to realizing who you are. And if you've never understood who you are yet, and maybe it takes a couple of these heartbreaks to help you understand who you are, but maybe we have to deep dive. Like, okay, am I in the health or the shape that I want to be in right now? Like, what if I want this kind of woman? What kind of guy is she looking for? But I'm gonna go back to that balloon pop because you can be in the best shape. You can be you can be an astrophysicist, and some of the women who you might be attracted to still won't want to mess with you because you are not the kind of guy that they want to deal with. Oh, he ain't hard enough. And just like a dude, oh, she ain't a freak enough. Or, you know what I mean? She wear her clothes too baggy. I'd rather
Uh,
have a woman with a shape that don't show it off. Because even the Bible says a woman should be modest. So I'm just saying, like, I just think that as guys or as humans and women, like sometimes we deal with people in whom we know are not our person. But we do that because this person presents something that entices us that is just so fun. Like, I don't know, or some people be like, I need to be hurt. Some people, they need to have somebody to hurt them. Like if you got mom issues or you got dad issues, sometimes people deal with people based on that because they need to feel. That's some deep psychological stuff that I can't understand. But like a guy might pick a woman who doesn't want anything to do with him, and he chases her based on the fact that he's deep psychologically. His mom did him a certain kind of way. And so I need to have a woman who doesn't want anything to do with me and it fulfills something within me.
Like
Or or who?
Steve Urkel, for the longest years, she didn't want nothing to do with him until he became Devontae or whatever. And that's the only time she really liked him.
See
Until
Stefan.
mine.
Stefan.
That's fine.
Okay.
But Steve's parents, as far as we know, both of his parents was there. So I just don't understand. Like he was a nerd though.
right.
I mean, I like the Laura Winslow way that you went with it because I've been in that situation. It worked out for Steve. It didn't work out for me
Mm-hmm.
because when I finally got Laura Winslow, when I finally got Laura Winslow,
Mm.
Laura Winslow was not the Laura Winslow that I was chasing when I was Steve Urkel.
Mm.
And when
Really?
Laura Winslow finally decided to deal with me, I was not the same Steve Urkel. So when we got in that situation, she had let all the baby daddies, everybody else, but she didn't have none of that when I was, you know what I mean, trying to do what I was trying to do. Like she was strong, she was all of this. But once she was broken down, it was like, I think I love him.
Mm.
You always been there. Hey, what's up? So I was like, let's try it out. Fuck it. I used to have, but I was having dreams. I was having all kind of different things. And I was like, she didn't want me back then. Now she's in a different position and she wants me. And I was just like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. And I know it was bad and it's wrong. I asked everybody, all my friends, like Tracy, who was just on here. I had asked her, I was like, what do you think I should do, man, in this particular situation? And all my female friends said, don't get in a relationship with her. Don't do it. But I was like, oh, there's so many reasons why I should. And I did it. She wanted to, I did it. But like, I'll go back and I don't know if I told the story on here before. Nobody's gonna see it because it's 0 viewers right now. Oh, it's 2 viewers. But okay, so my friend never wanted anything to do with a brother, right? But one night, this guy who always gave her advice and always was a dude who was there, she called at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, I know I told the story before. Come over. You should come over here. I was like, oh shit, it's finally about to go down. But I'm sober as I don't know. Sober as shit, Christian. Fuck it. Christians don't be sober, but I'm sober. But I pull up over there. She answered the door. She stumbles because she been drinking like a motherfucker. Now at this particular time though, she was dealing with another dude, and I just part of me was just thinking like, well, maybe this nigga didn't pull up. But then, like thinking rationally, it probably was just one of those moments where she was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give him this pussy tonight. But I remember I walked in the house and I didn't notice anything except for her stumbling. And then we went to her front room, his apartment. I eventually had to pee. I was like, let me go pee. And she was like, okay, the bathroom is back this way, and then you go this way. And then all the way up the hallway, there were candles lit all the way up the hallway. And then I could see her bedroom because the bathroom was this to the left, and then her bedroom was straight ahead. And in the bedroom, it was candles lit. I was like, oh shit, she's trying to do something for two something.
It's about to go down.
But it wasn't though, because I had already decided. I was like, man, she once told me that she felt like you like my little brother. Now we
Oh,
around the same age, but that's just how she looked at me. You
that's a
kind of
turn
like
off.
my little brother. And that kind of pissed me. Doug, you know who I'm talking about. She picked
I
this up
know
from
that
me.
I'm not commenting, but I know.
Yeah, fine. Every car, big ass SUV paid off, house paid off, everything together. You see what I'm saying? But it was just so many different things. And she might see this one day. But it was just like I thought in that moment, I was like, man, if she wouldn't have sex with me while she was sober. Now I don't adhere. I'm not one of those ones to be like, okay, if me and somebody hang out together and we intend to have sex, we get drunk and we intend to have sex. I don't think that's SA. But she could spin it later on and be like, well, I couldn't give consent. Anybody can do that. But that wasn't the way that anything was set up in those days. So I was like, nah. I was like, she wouldn't have did it if she was sober. She already said I was like a little brother. I got a song about it too. But we didn't do nothing. When she fell asleep, she had a she had drunk all the liquor that she had, and then when I got over there, she had one Corona, and then all the liquor stores was closed. So I think like if I would have got on the same level as her, it would have went down then. But it wasn't even supposed to go down then. That's why I believe everything's supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And she told me the next day, you know how many dudes would have just did it? I already knew that. But being my friend, like, nah. But when we did eventually do it, I'm talking about I asked everybody around me who I trusted that had the female mentality, and they all said don't do it because it might ruin the friendship. And it did. Because eventually it went from me thinking like, damn, she is not who I thought who she's not the person who, like I said before, who I was chasing, and then I'm not the person who was chasing her back then. Like we're two different people though. But like at one point in time, yes, she was Claire Huxtable. But the issue had happened is that she allowed these other guys to come in and they destroyed who she was. But it's a choice, just like me. Some people be like, "Oh, Andre, I know I want to be a part of anything that you create because I know you're going to be great one day." I had somebody tell me that. Uh, but the person who told me that is somebody whom I didn't want to be with, right? So it really didn't have no value to me. And I know that's wrong to a degree, but we all have a personal choice in who we deal with, though. Every single one of us has a personal choice in who we deal with. So if we
Mm.
find ourselves dealing with somebody to fuck us over, it had to be a point in time where you knew that this was a bullshit motherfucker, but you was too invested and you decided to carry on.
Like Cardi B and
Ain't that
Offset.
the truth?
But at what point in time was not Cardi B the wrong bitch to even be fucking with?
But she grew into that wife because she understood her
She
role.
never grew into a wife. A wife is never out here showing her ass off and doing shit that's unwifely.
But you
I
gotta
mean,
understand her position in the
and
world.
it does not matter. Eve became a wife, and Eve stopped doing all that shit instantly.
Instantly. You didn't see her half dressing and back on the rap scene and making videos in the bikinis and hopping on cars and low riding and stuff like that. Nah, you stopped all that. She stopped even making music after she got married to that dude.
Does he have money?
Yes,
Yes,
he does.
he's a billionaire.
That's why.
But then,
That ain't the only reason why, because
but
she
that
was
would go
married. She
all
was
the
a
way
woman.
back to original topic of being subservient to somebody because she's dominant over you. If a woman, if you got more one, if you're the one with the money, a motherfucker cannot dominate you unless you are willingly dealing with a dominatrix.
Mm.
But a real man is not about to allow a woman. I don't care. I'm a real man. You can do all that shit all day. But a real man is not about to let you go. A real man will go sleep in a shelter, bro, before they will allow a woman to rule over them.
Exactly. A real man would.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about what's it defines a man. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the head of the table.
But going back to what Lady T might bring in, yes, a woman can bring in. Okay, she might be stronger in business planning. Yes, because she had a business degree. And she might be able to. I know, Lady T, I'm gonna bring it up for you, so you ain't even gotta say it. So she might. So a woman might be able to bring those things to the table. Where a man, he might got that hustle. Just like a lot of women, it's a lot of guys out here who are hustlers in the streets. And if it wasn't for the women, they would be locked up in prison right now because it was the women that said, "Hey, how about we buy a laundromat?" The nigga probably was thinking about let's sell dope the whole time. It could have been a woman that said, "Hey, let's buy this apartment building. We help get you up out of this bullshit." So sometimes a woman can lead a man in the right direction if he has not had that direction. Uh Growing up, nobody around him, everybody around him is on bullshit. But it's still in the long run up to the man to bust the moves in the right way though. I feel like if a dude is if you because I've been in a situation where I don't feel like I've relinquished all my power, but I've been in a situation where I lived with somebody where my name wasn't on anything. And a motherfucker tell me you can get out. A motherfucker tell me you can do this or you can do that. Her name wasn't on shit either. Her mama name was on it. She said, but her mama could walk in the crib whenever the fuck she wanted to. Like hell nah, like nah. But I've been there before, and I feel like that you can't even consider yourself a man. You can convince everybody around you. You can shoot a gun and you can do all that shit that you want to do. But if you're not running this shit and your woman is not looking up to you to leadership, and she can do whatever the fuck she want to do, you are not a man
Mm.
in this relationship. You can't be. If she don't respect you as a man, then you're not a man. A woman, let me tell you this. I've seen this happen before. Even when a dude is not financially secure, the woman will slip the man the money up under the table to pay the bill at the restaurant, just so that he is looked at as the man at the restaurant. It got to a point where if I've been to a restaurant with somebody, I feel very disrespected if the waiter or the waitress puts the goddamn check in front of the woman.
Hmm.
Like, why the fuck would you do that? But the expectation is, in most times, that the woman is the one that's going to be paying this motherfucking bill. But put the motherfucker, even if that was the case, put the shit in front of me and find out how it go. Because if you do it the other way, you definitely. I don't give a fuck if she is paying. You ain't getting no tip because that's disrespectful, though.
I've definitely done what you said. You just said something about um, the woman giving the man the money so that he's looked at as that. That's love and respect. Um, I want to say that you can choose what seems to be a good man or a good woman, and then in time you see something different. Um, I was on a journey when I was younger. I didn't think about marriage. I wasn't thinking about marriage. I wasn't. But met a guy. We talked for about a year and a half. He asked me to marry him. I said yes. He was a very he was a man. Okay, at a young age, he had his. He knew that he needed to lead his family, and like I knew that I found a good man. What the other part when we say good woman, good man, and all of that comes into play when you, like y'all were just talking about, a woman that is being dominant and all that. You don't know certain things about a person until you move in with them and until you are around them every single day. When you wake up and you go to sleep, that is when you truly get to
True.
know a person.
True.
Okay, hold on. So what I'm saying is, I once I got married and moved in, my daughter is being extra, so sorry about that. However, when I found out after living with them, um, mean as a rattlesnake to me, mean as a rattlesnake. I could not understand. I could not understand. I mean, he worked nights, and I was so happy to be married. I would wake up in the middle of the night when he got off work and cook him a fresh meal. I didn't want him to warm up his plate. I got up and I cooked him a fresh meal in the middle of the night. When he got off work, I would give it to him, and it was either complaining or just rudeness, mean, just mean. So after a while, I kept taking that. I would say something about it, ask him to stop everything, and the response was, you're too sensitive. The response was, I'm being extra or whatever. And so I thought maybe I was. I literally started thinking that I'm just too sensitive. There's something wrong with me. And so when he would be mean like that, I would just go in the other room and cry. I would just go cry about it. And I stopped talking about it because I tried and tried. Hey, I don't like that. Can we figure out a way to communicate without the meanness? And this was a man of God. Okay, he was a minister. Eventually, I knew I was done with him, but I did not leave him. Fast forward, after I divorced him, or before the divorce was final, he wanted to, reconcile, and he asked me, he begged me to reconcile, and I couldn't. I couldn't. I had loved this man. I was so happy to be married, but I could not stay with him because everything that he had done and put me through had already wore on me. And I knew that I was not going to be able to respect him and follow him and, love him like I was supposed to, like a woman should love and respect their man. So I left. I dated. My next serious relationship was years after that. And it was Tinsley's dad. Dated him for years.
Girl,
Off,
don't be saying
off,
your kid's name on here.
off and on. Oh, my bad.
But but
Off and on. But
let me speak this up real quick. So where
mhm.
you at now?
I
because
don't. I'm
I
about to
don't
tell
want
you
to.
where I'm at now.
I
Give
don't want
me
to speak. I don't
30
want to speak.
seconds.
I don't want to run through 5 years of
You
singleness.
don't have to. You don't have to give me 30 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you. So what I'm saying is I accepted that same, well, I'm going to give him a chance. I'll give him time to change. The same thing I did with my husband. I didn't leave him right when he was doing it. I didn't, I carried that on to my next serious relationship. Well, if I continue being a good woman, continue being respectful, and continue being loving, then he'll realize this is the woman I am and he'll start treating me better. He didn't until I was ready to leave. And then he told the next guy that I was with, which is this last year's relationship, he told him, he said, hey man, he said, take care of my daughter and take care of Tiana. You got a good woman. And he said, oh, I know I got a good woman. He said, no, you don't know yet, but you will. And God has blessed you. If you do right by Tiana, it's gonna work out. I'm saying that to say I carried for years the respect line, the man is the lead, all of that. I carried it through each serious relationship. What I did wrong had nothing to do with how I respect a man and let him lead. But what I did wrong was not noticing that that was not the man that was supposed to lead me. And I wasted years following a man that had no business leading me. So now I am very okay with my decisions. If I don't see the future or something moving forward, I don't waste no more time. Maybe that's a trauma response, but I don't waste no more time. But I will respect a man, like y'all said, all that, the man is the lead and all that, no problem. No
So let me
problem.
ask you this: you say you don't waste no more time.
Nope.
How much time are you willing to waste?
I don't have that. I don't have that answer because I don't put a stipulation. It depends on how the relationship is growing. If it's not growing,
If
then
it's
there's
not
wasted
growing,
time.
how much time are you willing to waste on a situation that is not being
I
fruitful?
don't have a time limit. You'll know if it's not growing. I don't have one.
So then you haven't learned from the past, is what you're saying.
If I didn't learn from the past, I would be in one right now. Mom, I'd be with somebody right now. Mom, there's still print
Okay.
in it. Okay. Look.
So what about them coats, everybody?
They still awesome.
That's some coats.
They still awesome.
Yes, that I don't understand that them coats are. How can
So
you
you're
let
saying
somebody stand up?
losing they still awesome?
Definitely.
All I can say
Yeah.
is that was crazy. You was beating them badly, and you let them come back and they beat you. What the heck is wrong? To me,
What the
this is why
coach
I
been
feel like
doing for the past
football.
couple of
To me,
years?
I feel like football is staged. It
I
has to
don't
be.
think I don't
I
think it's
knew I
staged.
knew now it is. I knew football was staged when we won the Super Bowl.
Ah,
And then the next year when we played New Orleans Saints and they allowed them to win the Super Bowl because of Hurricane Katrina. That's when I knew football was staged.
There's even a movie that came out and show you how staged. There's betting behind it. So much money is made on these
Oh, it's a
games.
lot of money made on the games. A lot of money.
Right. So that's what I mean. And you could legitly do it online. So just imagine if you knew who was going to win.
Boy.
That's the crazy part about the whole situation. It don't make no
Mhm.
sense. Like, how can you beat them and then they come back? No, something's going on.
So I didn't watch the latest game, so I don't know. I was just doing a conversation changer real quick. But how do y'all feel about did y'all watch the vice did y'all end up watching the vice president debate?
No, because
Nah.
vice presidents don't do shit but sit there until the president steps down or something. They just there. That's why they even said, like with the Obamas and Biden, let Biden stay in the basement. I mean, what are they
No.
really going to do?
It does matter because this is why it matters. If something happens to the president, who's going to be
They
the
gotta
next
step up.
president?
They got to step up to be the
So
president.
that's why the vice presidency debate mattered. You need to know, okay, if Joe Biden died in office, who the fuck is Kamala? We need to know those kind of things. Just like is Watts going to be a good president? Is Vance going to be a good president? Like, then let's deal with this. I was just watching something. They was like, they call these people tethers. I don't necessarily want to use that word currently because I don't think everybody knows what tether means. But the tether said we have an issue with people cosplaying and acting like they're black, running for president and other Senate offices. And this is going back to what me and Carlton was having our conversation about the last time. Why haven't we produced our own FBA or ADOS or Black American, like however you want to break it down? Why haven't we produced our own president at this point, coming from our own people? And not saying that mixed and they've Jamaican and Indian, that Jamaican Indian is still not our people.
All right.
Kenyan and white is still not our people. Why haven't we produced our own candidate?
What about Colin Powell's the closest thing?
Colin Powell was Secretary General.
And they wanted him to be president.
He was not going to run. He didn't run. It didn't even matter. He was still on the outskirts of who we are.
Right. Yeah, because we don't know really where his real
He's
back.
white. He's white and black. But I mean, we accept him just like we have always accepted that from anybody. But I just think that climate is changing now. I just really think that climate is changing, and if we're not going to do it at our age, and when you look at it, that most senators and everybody is old people anyway, so we got a good chance of getting in there and becoming one representative or a senator. But like, I
And
think our younger people are the ones going to take the mantle, though.
right. Andre, could you really say I am the real first black president? Parents born in America. No. Could you think that one black person eventually who will make it to the White House will say, I am the real first one? Could they
Well,
take
they
place
say that
from
some of the presidents were black anyway, but in our age, I believe it can happen, though. I believe it can happen because all it's going to take is, you remember in the Reconstruction era, there was a lot of elections going on. There were a lot of people that were voted in. All it's going to take is another era. I don't know what we would call it. It couldn't be Renaissance, maybe the Awakening era. I don't know what they would call it going forward. But I do believe that it's possible, but it's going to take us to drop this Cardi B and the Offset and Quavo mentality.
The image.
And we all focus on what's going forward. Like, once we wake up and see, like, damn, it was a setup this whole time. Everything was a setup. Now, will everybody wake up? Hell no, because you're going to have people that's going to be willing to fight you because they're going to want to twerk on at the red light, twerking on them headlights. You know
I
what I'm saying?
want
You're
to
going to
show
still have
Newsman.
that element. And then you're going to still have the scammer guys. And you, like, I don't even understand why people like, you don't understand, okay, y'all got house approvals. I can get locked up for doing if I'm in my house, in my apartment, I got my house approval, and I'm in there, and then they find out I took somebody's identity, I can get locked up. I done seen them do it on the cruise ship.
Hmm.
People on the cruise ship,
What?
and
What?
they living their best life, and then
Mm-mm.
they get pulled into that little room. Like, okay, so this person done flagged their credit card and said you done stole it,
Mm-mm.
or the one I see the most of, because I be paying attention to everything. They pop up on my timeline on YouTube. People at the hotel room, you done got you a nice room with Bay. You in Bay. You with Bay now. You done got you a room. You about to go up there and clap all the cheeks. And then you get stopped by the police and they tell you, well, we have a situation. Somebody is saying that their car was unauthorized and now you got to go to jail. And dude was like, well, don't lock her up. Don't lock her up. She didn't know nothing about it.
Give
No,
me
y'all
the
both going to jail. So I mean, like these days, it's a lot that we have to be worried about when it comes to dealing with people. Like, but I'm just saying, like, yes, you can find those people who cosplay. Because I never answered the question on where you can find a Claire Huxtable. And I know this is all the way an hour away from it, but I never got a chance to finish that conversation. I talked about where you can't and where you shouldn't, where you're not going to be able to find one. But I'm just going to say if you know what your interests are. First of all, it depends on what the Most High wants for you anyway. Like, if it's not meant for you to be with somebody and you're supposed to die with cats and all of that, then that's your story.
Cat lady.
That's your story. Man, woman, if it's all dogs and crackheads going forward, then that's your story. I mean, because a lot of it still depends on you. I do believe that it depends on you and what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept and all that. But ultimately, if it's not meant for you to be with nobody, you won't be with nobody. I've known people who die like that, who have died like that at old
Hmm.
ages. But maybe it was because they were stubborn. I'm not gonna accept this. If a motherfucker ain't gonna do what I say, then he can't be with me. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I've just seen shit happen like that. I've known people that die like that, and I don't know people that's
Mhm.
moving in that same direction right now.
Men and women do that. I don't know why women do that where they like, and it's like, okay, well, keep on going. Power to the lady. Go ahead. And
Yes, you
then they,
cannot let not like because nobody's perfect. So
right,
I do believe that people should give people chances. You know what I'm saying? But don't be a fool. You know what I'm
right,
saying? That's the difference. It's not like people just have they standards so high that you know what I'm saying that can't nobody get in. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. But you know, some people, like you said, some people are meant to be with people. And then I believe that some people may have been just so hurt where like we kind of said earlier that they just
mm-hmm,
don't believe that it's you know that true love is out there, like they don't believe it,
yeah,
so they really put that in their mind
Exactly.
and they really go with that. And that's why they don't never get serious with nobody. Like you said, Dre, yeah, people know off top if they really just
I know
like
exactly what you mean.
people know off top if they really want this person or however they some people have it all mapped out. They know how long they gonna fuck with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just because in their mind they like they already have it planned out. And then some people just really go with the flow. It depends on the person though. But I do believe that that is true. Like certain people, aren't really meant to be with nobody. They may just meant to, whatever their purpose was. Maybe that was what they were served out here to do. But I do think that a lot of people get hurt and they stop trying. They lose faith in it. And so they be like that. And that's really, it is kind of fucked up because like Odu was saying, you might actually miss out on your person because you thinking that your person ain't out there, you know. But it's all into patience as well. Like, and one thing that I do know, and that always seems to be like when it actually starts to happen, is when you work on yourself. Like, what's for you is always gonna be for you, but your person might need to work on themselves a little bit longer. Why the Most High is preparing you for them? Y'all actually getting ready for each other, really. So that's why it's comes with patience. That's why you're playing this patient game with your body, with your mind, with your spirit, with your, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're really on that level, that's when that's gonna kick in. That's when you're gonna be like, okay, I know what type of women I want to deal with. Okay, yeah, I know I have to deal with somebody if I want to get my somebody, but this is the particular type of people I'm gonna deal with. If they ain't got these qualities, they ain't even getting in. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how the game go with some people. You know, it's like they have their standards, but it's like, come on now, you gotta have some type of body that's your type, or something that's gonna attract you, you know, eventually. And then that's when you get to dating, you know.
It's
But don't,
tough. It's a
yeah,
filtration process.
yeah. And I
And I
think
believe people be like, you can't help who you fall in love with. You are a motherfucking lion.
You choose who
Bullshit.
you fall in love with.
That's bullshit.
You can choose. You can choose to pursue or not pursue. Just like my situation, where I said, you know what, I don't think I'm really gonna chase after this. After I just wasn't feeling right and the situation seemed off, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pursue it. It's a waste of time.
Nah, you pick and you can choose who you deal with. Period.
Yeah.
Point blank. And
Right.
I
As
don't
men,
think
we
that,
didn't.
in my experience, if you've been through some hard shit and you can't bring that shit up in the conversation with your new person. You gotta leave all that shit. Maybe sometime in the future, talk about it. But if you get to telling me how your ex did you bad and shit, like I don't want to even hear that shit. And imagine if I'm the type of person, okay, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying and I'm gonna know how to manipulate the situation because I'm not gonna let you see this kind of shit until you figure it out on your own. You know what I mean? Like some people don't even want to hear that shit. Like I've lost candidates because I was like, yeah, you know, this bitch did this and she did that. And motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit though. They don't want to hear nothing about an ex. Soon as you say something about an ex, they out.
Yep, because it
Because
seems like their mind
that
is
means
still in the past.
That means you can't
that
compare
means
it to the
But you
ex.
know,
that
women
means
always
but that
seem
means
like they
that
want
means
to
you're
know
not
more.
that means you're not healed yet. If you can continuously still talk about what an ex did to you and what all any of that, you're not healed yet. And maybe you need to go back to that ex and find out if y'all still got something. Because at the end of the day, like why are you still mentioning that nigga or that girl? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you can't help
right.
but to dream about something. You know what I mean? You can wake up in the middle like, oh, why the fuck I keep dreaming about this motherfucker?
Right,
There ain't nothing you can do about that. But you can control what comes out your mouth.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
You,
times, I'm nobody. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Like, and initially, I'm gonna feel like you still want that person. Like, you can't convince me any other way, or
I
you're just not healed yet. If you're just not healed yet, then maybe you still need some time by yourself.
That's right.
mm-hmm. That's true. That's what I was saying earlier too about that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was in a situation where I and Andre can contest when I was actually by myself, I was happier than where I eventually got into. But when I get free again, I think I'm gonna take time for myself and see my downfalls of it. You know what I'm saying? Like truly, truly, like not physically. Like that's what I'm saying. I was being honest. And then I'm gonna kind of like be more selective and be quicker with me being 40. I have to be more selective and don't be quick just because of somebody interested. ask more questions.
Yeah,
But
what
Think
they
see,
say,
that's
you gotta love yourself before you love
right.
anybody else.
Right.
So
but
you
here's the
got
thing though, Carson. We can be by ourselves, right?
Right.
And we still not be in the correct place because we might not understand what it is that we're missing. And
Oh,
it like some people be like, "Oh, we gotta avoid because we need to put Jesus in there," and that don't even fill the voice because they be in the church busting it open. I
well,
think
then
that
that's not the right people. You'll know
no, no,
what
no,
kind
no.
of
But what I'm
people.
saying is sometimes the void is our own self. Like we haven't dealt with something. Like
Mhm.
we was taught. Imagine I don't know because I never grew up like this, but imagine, and I heard that this is how it happens though. Imagine a guy seeing his dad beat on his mom or his dad beat on his girlfriends, and then he grew up to do that same kind of stuff. Like I don't know if that's
For a little
true or
bit.
not, but I've seen it in movies and I've seen it on TV shows and stuff like that. But what about the guys who choose not to do it because I seen that happen to them? I'm not gonna be that type of guy. So I think it's a choice, just like it's a choice to love yourself. It's a choice to figure out this. Okay,
Right.
my issue is I have attachment issues. Uh, I feel like I was abandoned as a child. I feel
Right.
like that. Like if you can sit with yourself and you understand this about yourself, and then you be like, okay, I also know what I like, what I'm attracted to. I want somebody that's gonna bust it open easy. Well, if you got attachment issues and then you got a low a low shield when it comes to women who are highly sexually active and you get attached to somebody who is for everybody, then you got a problem.
Right.
Because for one, you're not valuing yourself. Motherfuckers want to make somebody value them. You trying to make somebody understand I'm the one that was here for you. I'm the one doing this. And I don't want to do this anymore because we can't just be fucking. I want more. You can't force somebody to see the value in you. If you don't already if you see the value in yourself, you will never have to argue to somebody to see the value in you.
Right.
If you gotta argue that shit, then you got your motherfucking answer.
And you know what? It was so crazy though at work. I know this is off topic, but I'm stay on topic as much as I can. They would argue with me every day until I decided, listen, I told them this. Today this bullshit ends. So I guess in other words, and you gotta tell yourself today this bullshit ends with me not value myself. From day today, this point forward, I will value myself. And I think that's where it starts because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nothing, I guess, on this planet. Not even a cat. And you know what? When they say when you break up with somebody, you're supposed to start off with a cat or a plant and see how well that works out. And then you build up, these different relationships to know are you really ready to go into something, if that makes sense. You're supposed to start off slow, not just jump in, dive head in, and then now you didn't got into something you're attached to and it's the wrong attachment.
Mhm. I agree with that.
All right, y'all, but I'm about to head out because I got to get up in the break in the morning and like
man, you need a reward because I'm surprised you stayed this long.
but just I need to hear that from Dre and everybody to like,
Yeah,
I think this is
proud of you,
therapeutic.
Carson. You did a good job tonight. You know
Man,
Yeah,
hey,
what's up.
that's what's up, bro.
thank you. I
You did the
appreciate
thing,
that.
see.
But you know what I will say is that no matter what I've learned over time, though, before you get off of here,
Okay.
is that when you talk to people, sometimes when you're talking to people, you're talking to yourself.
Oh,
They be like, practice what you preach. Sometimes you ever heard that?
all the time.
Sometimes
I want.
you're speaking the intelligence that you already have in you, and
Mm,
sometimes you're convincing your own self. You know what I mean? Or it's just things that you've been through. But I just believe that sometimes people are speaking the own things that are within them and the things that they need to do or that they have needed to do or anything. Like whenever I speak to y'all or I talk about, oh, well, if a motherfucker's doing this to you, then you need to be busting this kind of move or you need to be thinking this kind of way. It's because I've been there before. Maybe I didn't follow my own advice. See what I'm saying? Like when you're in that situation, yeah, you know the right thing to do. But are you doing it?
Right.
Because sometimes you want, like I said before, you know the situation is bad for you. You know that liquor is bad for you, but you're going to drink it a little bit. You're going to motherfucking smoke that weed or them cigarettes, and you
Mhm.
know it's bad for you. You can probably
You're
give a
gonna get
lecture
that two
on
for
why it's bad
six.
for you. 2 for 5, my nigga.
Oh, it's 2 for 5. It went down because we used to get it 2 for 6.
I don't, anyway. But when you know that the shit is bad for you, you know what I'm saying? You can probably deliver a whole speech about it and tell somebody else how to avoid it. Like, yeah, Harpo went up on my head and you told Harpo to beat me. But I love Harpo to death. But I kill him dead.
I
What
couldn't
you
do
say?
it.
But you know what I mean? But she loved Harpo. And guess what happened at the end of the story? No matter what anybody told him,
Right.
her and Harpo got back together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But not saying that that's what you should do. If you got with somebody, if you somebody that was terrible, the only issue with Harpo and Miss Sophia was Miss
Yeah,
Sophia was a strong head woman.
Right.
Miss Sophia didn't cheat on Miss Sophia, as far as we know, wasn't cheating on Harpo. She wasn't. She was just strong, and then he was trying to be strong back.
That's a
But he
bad
couldn't he
relationship.
couldn't outstrong Miss Sophia.
Right.
Right. That old mule kicked me in the face. He said
yeah,
it looked like a punch.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
His
He
dad,
couldn't
tried to get him to man up though.
he couldn't out strong Miss Sophia. But guess what his daddy told him at the end? It's so good to see y'all back together again. But on the same token though, Mister was treating Miss Seeley wrong.
Right.
Miss Seeley could not, no matter how much she tried. See, the difference between uh Miss Sophia and Harpo is that they was trying to compete for superiority, right? Seeley couldn't compete with Mister. He was beating Seeley down. He had Seeley as a
Yeah.
little kid. You see what I'm
She,
saying?
she said beat her.
He beat her. And that was the only way that she could tell her. Like,
Yeah.
how do you handle a woman that's like that? Beat her. When at the end of the day, what she should have said was leave her alone. Like, but Miss Sophia's attitude ended her up, locked the fuck up too.
Yeah.
You
Locked
see what I'm
her.
saying? Like, there's nothing that you can do going back to Doug's original question. Like, if somebody is headstrong, there's nothing you can do to do that. Like, you gotta decide if you're gonna be subservient or not. And that's why a lot of people who are like that end up by themselves.
Yep. Like
Pretty
that
much.
lady at work that I don't get along with. I try not to deal with her if I don't
I know
have to.
somebody 65 years old and was a fine. He's still, and if I was to rewind the time back 30 years, she would be fine, mixed looking and all that by herself though.
That's what she
Why?
wants.
No, she don't want that though. She don't want it.
Mm.
But it's how she handles herself and her expectations on men and all of this that leads her where she at. You know, I've asked all kind of questions because right now I'm just studying everything and everybody. So even though my questions might seem out the blue, I ask the questions like, "Have you ever been married before?" She said no. And I found it
Whoa.
like, why? Well, I almost happened one time and I moved to Indiana because of a guy and whoop whoop to the whoop to the whoop whoop whoop. But because the way that she thinks, and she wants to be, don't get it wrong, she wants to be married, she wants to find the right guy. But the way that she thinks, it's probably not going to ever happen. But we all think that we got enough time. We all think that, uh, well, maybe in 5 years. You don't know if you're going to be here in 5 years.
Right? Like that one bounce back lady, I ain't gonna say her name. I thought that she would always be around and she's gone, and I feel bad that she was my bounce back. But it taught me don't undervalue nobody. Don't
I mean,
under
just you got to understand that if the way that you thinking is not working for you, I'm not saying go get you a crackhead or something, or I'm not saying hop on list crawler and try to
Right.
convert one of them.
Okay.
But you do have to figure out something. Is it something? Is it me, or is it everybody I'm running to ain't shit?
Or Doug
Now, what
sleeping.
are the chances that everybody that you running into ain't shit versus it's something about you that you need to change?
Or a combination of both. It could be both. And that's what the hardest part is, seeing where am I meeting these people? What are they about? And if they are, you got to just start to reject them, even though they look good,
You
smelling
can
good.
control where you meet motherfuckers at, right?
Right, you can. And
If
then
you
if
stop
there's
going, if you stop going to the club and the bar thinking you're gonna find somebody, get the fuck up off of Tinder and what's the Bumble or any of that other kind of shit. Get the fuck up off of that shit. Stir, any of that shit. Get the fuck up off of there.
yeah.
I don't even what is
Doug told me about Stir.
Stop,
I tried it.
stop,
Stir
stop being lazy.
what the hell is that?
I ain't thinking about shit.
all for people with kids.
Doug,
He just told me about it. That's all.
damn,
I
you just
ain't
threw you
thinking
under the
about
bus,
shit.
my boy.
Huh?
Welcome to Under the Bus.
Oh shit! I
Yeah,
wasn't trying to.
yeah.
No. No,
That's
I
C
said I
Walker
was
for
just
you.
helping.
That's C Walker for you.
Hey, listen, under the bus did it happen because people just talk. I know Black Planet was my number one go to. I
But
love
nigga,
me some
you just
Black
said
Planet.
Doug told you about.
You said
About
Doug
that's
tell
it.
you
He told
about
me
shit.
about. Don't mean I would. We were saying what's stirring. I said, oh, Doug just told me about an app. Don't mean
But
that I
you not
used it.
getting what we saying. We saying you just threw Doug under the bus like he be on that shit.
Doug don't be on that. Doug heard on the radio station because he was helping people learn about different apps, and he just
Ah, okay.
yeah,
That's how that happened.
well, people was lonelies.
Nigga.
Lowered expectations.
All right. Anyway, but what about if you did go to a church or a mosque or a hall, anything like that, and you wanted a spiritual woman on that level, on traditional ways? What is that?
They
What's the
said
what's
going
the
to a
thing?
church is a good way to find a woman. I guess I gotta
Yeah,
go to
that's what they
church.
keep saying. That's what the old people say. All the old people.
Hell nah.
I
Why not? Why? What?
I wouldn't suggest the church only because
The sinners is in the
everybody is
church.
not
Not
everybody
necessarily. Well, what about the good people too? There
How
ain't
can
no
you
good
pick them?
women.
How you
also
gonna pick them? How
exactly.
You
can you
you pick
find
them
out
by
which
their
one is
their
the good one?
works. You pick them
Look,
by you
imagine
give
this.
it time.
Imagine you stepping in. You the new guy in the church, right?
Right. But you got friends
Hold
there, right?
on, no, hold on. Let's say you the new guy in the church. You just stepped into this place like Eastern Star. Now everybody else been there. Everybody else been there for 10, 20 years.
Right.
Everybody know everybody. Everybody done dated. You got people who don't like each other. All kind of shit because of relationships. Then you step in there as a new person and you introduced to the church. Now, anybody who's attracted to you, all of them in competition for you now. So now you got to weed through Hey brother, are you coming to after service? Are you doing like now you gotta weed through all these people, and the only thing you can only base anything on is your own personal, well, I like this kind of person because this reminds me of this, or I always wanted somebody that can cook, but you not basing it on somebody's actual personality or their qualities. And you got 20, 10, 20, 30 women subtly or like directly throwing something at you. But at the
See,
same time, you don't even know the history. Like I was
then you
saying
gotta
about
ask. You gotta do the whole
like
facts.
the movie I wanna throw out. Like you don't know what the history is going on in the church. Somebody could have HIV and passing it around in the church.
Well. Okay, let's deal with that real quick, can we? It's called go to the clinic. If they on that real tip and try and get married, you should require that. You do
Yeah,
what
if
they
you're going
do.
to
You
get
got
married, but
HIV, go to the clinic. That ain't never ready.
how often do you and have you made somebody go to the clinic before you have sex with them? And if you lie, I'm coming for your head.
I've never did that,
Okay, all right then.
I've
So
openly,
why would
but
you
no,
suggest it then?
but I've openly shown them what my stuff was, and they went to
What the
theirs
fuck
too.
does
Do
that
you
matter?
believe that they'll tell you the truth or show you that they
What
did?
the type of person I
Man,
haven't dealt with
motherfuckers is
yet?
not busting open my chart before you
If
have
they're not,
sex.
then that tells you what type of character they are,
But
and
you're
that's
not even
probably
requiring somebody to bust open in my chart.
how you know I never did that. How you know
You're
I never?
not, but you're not.
I would at this age, 39, going to
But
40. Okay,
you would, but you're not. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I am. See, that's what I'm saying. Like taking time to be more.
So you
If
saying
you,
you am as in you are going to do it in the future, or
yes,
that's what you've been doing in the past?
no, but I've been open and showing mine. And we talked about
We ain't
this. How
talking about yours. If you know you safe, what the fuck does that matter for your health?
then you wrap it up. That's the only thing you can do, or don't even deal with them if you don't think that
In
they.
the past, though, my boy.
In the past, we were all reckless, but you get smart after a while.
And in the future, you're not going to do it either.
Yes, I am. I am not being reckless. If we don't got the time, why cut the time even shorter for getting something weird out here? Because these diseases now, man, you can't get rid of. And then with the new stuff they got, what if that disease is immune to that new stuff they got out there too? That's another thing you got to ask yourself. Yeah, they got shots, they got pills, all of that. But what if people stop taking them? That regimen to stop having whatever, and then that now you got a new strand that's immune to the stuff that's current. That's all.
Resist.
So,
The word is resistant.
resistant, yes.
But it don't matter how logically you can think after the fact or before the fact. If you meet somebody that you really like and y'all really groovy and shit, most motherfuckers ain't gonna be like, "Hey, you got a my chart? Let me bust your my chart open."
I would
And
shoot.
then even if
Hold
they
on.
bust the my chart open, it might not even be up to date. And then what if they send you a picture of a my chart and it's photoshopped?
Then you got to look at the name, the
You,
date,
but you
time.
don't. It's Photoshop, bro. If people can Photoshop a check stubs, who do check stubs? Who do house approvals? You thinking somebody want to be out here passing some shit they can't fake on my chart?
Yeah.
So that's why you got to stay away from particular type of people. I'm not saying that you can find a Claire Huxtable who has not been contaminated, who has been. You can't find a Claire Huxtable who has not been. I don't know that don't sound right, but who has not been contaminated. But I'm just saying, like, if you fish in certain ponds, you know what you pulling up out of there.
Yeah. Like if you switch in a swamp, I mean, you fish in a swamp, you go get a swamp lady.
Swamp thing. Bam, bam, bam,
Which
bam,
one do
bam.
you guys want? Is the question for I have for y'all. What do y'all at this age, Doug and Andre? What kind of woman do y'all want? Be honest with me.
Swamp thing. Bam,
Okay,
bam, 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 bam. You
You
make
make
okay.
my
my
heart
heart
sing.
sing.
Bam,
Wow,
bam,
All right, now answer the
you
question. Don't
make
be playing no music.
everything
bam, bam, bam,
groovy.
bam, bam.
That's old as
You
shit,
look,
man.
I'm trying to
I
weasel
used
to
to watch
sleep and
Swamp
y'all
Thing.
playing.
Tone
I'm
Loc
trying to get it.
did. Tone Loc did a version of that too, didn't he?
Yeah, but answer the question
I
so I
think
can
he did.
skedaddle.
I think he did.
All right, Andre, what kind of woman do you really want?
Swamp thing. Bam,
Okay,
bam,
all
bam,
right.
bam.
I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, Doug, what kind of woman you want for your forever ever? From this point on, you're married and you cannot go back because financially will tear you up.
Tell him the.
Somebody that's financially stable.
Damn, you was supposed to say
Somebody that know
swamp
what they
thing, my
want.
nigga. You was supposed to say swamp thing.
Yeah. Hey, but she got to be a Swamp Thing though.
But nah. Swamp niggas. Swamp niggas. Swamp.
Swamp nigga. Yeah, Swamp nigga.
Swamp niggas.
Oh
Even
shit!
though we
He's taking
played,
it back.
okay, so y'all
Now
want
here's
a
the
swamp.
thing. Here's a problem. Here's the problem, Carlton.
Okay,
That you face
all right,
when you say I want this or I want that.
right,
I can verbally sit up here and tell you what I want, right?
right.
Yeah.
Somebody could be listening and be like, "Well, that's what you said you want. That's what I am. I'm the one you're looking for."
Right.
And they can convince themselves that
Yeah,
no
they
matter what I say, well, didn't you say that's what you was looking for? I'm that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But
But just
clearly they're
because
not.
you're that, just because you have those qualities, don't necessarily mean that you are the one that I'm looking for, though. See what I'm saying? So I think it gets deeper than just saying, yeah, I want somebody to know how to cook, somebody who's mentally sound, somebody who don't smoke cigarettes, don't smoke weed. She's not in the club every week. Uh, I want her to have a particular body type. I might not be able to gauge this, but I hope her pussy don't be dry. I hope she got some vagina to stay with. I hope she got a sex drive where not that she's always wanting to have sex with other people, but maybe she always wants to have sex with me and only me only because I don't want to be in a sexless relationship. So it's all kind of things that you can throw out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what does that mean when you meet somebody? Like you can't get everything that you're looking for. I think the first thing you got to base it on is what are you not looking for? Now I know the manifestation says don't dwell on the things that you don't want, but we've been around long enough to know. Okay, I don't like this in a woman. I know what not to accept. She don't give no head. I can't be in a relationship like that. Like, at least give me some head every now and then. I ain't saying suck it every day. You know what I'm saying? But like, just because I say this is what I want and what I'm looking for, just like if I had a profile up on Tinder or some shit,
Right.
and I put everything that I'm looking for right now, and then you hit me up and we link, and it's cool, we link. But that is not just because you feel like you match what I'm saying. That don't mean you match what I'm saying. Because you can be everything in your mind that what I'm saying, like I bring this to the table, I'm this and I'm this and I'm that. That does not necessarily mean that you are what I'm looking for. Because like I said, I heard this one time and I always stick to this. It's a lot of good women out here. But just because you're a good woman don't mean you're
You're the one for me.
my woman. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And motherfuckers might not want to hear that kind of shit because it's like, oh, I know I'm this. But they going through their own shit in their life. They going through their own loneliness. And sometimes people want to make you be Like you need to understand this, that I'm the one. But you can't make if I don't see it, there's nothing you can do to make me see it.
But once they realize that they're not the one, why is it that you still want their attention? You still want their time? You still want their, just let it be.
And
That's the
you
Like,
can
hardest
though.
thing is
that's a lot
You
of
can.
attachment.
situations
But
though. That's
but
a
here's the thing though. If you let it be and then they keep coming back around,
no, no,
then who was the problem?
no, not at all. Okay.
I do think
So
it's the
what I was
person with
saying, maybe what you're saying and what I'm saying is two different things. What I'm saying is, if in fact that person is not it, any woman or man will be able to see that they're just not the one for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that man or woman needs to make that choice to say, okay, I realize that I'm not the one for you, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm gonna
Right,
skedaddle. Like, there's nothing wrong with that choice either.
right.
Just because you
but what
haven't told
but
us,
I think that the limit is what if you want to maintain a friendship with this person? Like, okay,
That's the hardest part because let
no,
me tell you,
right, and it
that
don't have
is
to be
hard
hard.
because if a man will say we can't be friends because what if I'm still in love with you and I'm trying to kill that love, so I got to be apart from you, so I can't even be your friend because I got to let those feelings burn. I do.
I don't think it's hard to be be friends with somebody after y'all have been in a relationship.
Emotionally attached to him, you in diving head deep, and then you see him with somebody else. That's not gonna good feeling. How
it
can you
just
be a
depends on
friend?
how
Okay,
long y'all been
let me give
together.
a perfect example for that.
It
My son's
depends on how
mom,
long y'all been together, man. If y'all
my
been
son,
together 5 years, then it might be hard. If y'all was together, y'all been fucking for 3 months. Come on, man.
my
Nah,
son's
Okay,
mom,
so
he
that's
was
just
married.
an
I was in
example
love.
of
Hold on. Let me
attachment.
get
After a
there.
while, you're going to
Hold on,
have
Tiana.
a lot of hooks
Hold on, Tiana. Let me put
on
it.
each other. So if you continue to
Well,
tie another hook and another hook and another hook because you're not letting go and you're just being friends with everyone that you are not talking to anymore, all you're doing is dragging around hooks, baggage, still that same attachment problems, and you're going to wonder why you can't. You meet woman after woman after woman, and still they not the one, and they not the one, and they not the one. It's not because there's something wrong with them or something wrong with you. It's because you're carrying around too much weight, and it's showing in your conversation. It's showing in the way that you go about your life. It's showing in the way that you talk about women and men. A lot of people do it. You have to learn how to detach yourself from people just because it did not work. And oh, okay, well, I can still have them a part of my life and be their friend. That starts to show that there's a problem of detachment. Think about how many friends you still are with the people that you used to date, talk to, or have sex with. If you think
no,
about that and you can honestly say that you still talk to or have some type of dealings with those people in any kind of way, shape, or form, that is a problem with detachment.
All
And
yeah.
right.
that should
So
not be
before,
held
hold on,
against you.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
Before
hold
I
on.
go to
Before
bed,
before I address that, let's let Doug finish what he was about to say
yeah, because y'all was
because
talking
I do
too damn
want to
much,
address
and I was trying to finish
what
my
she
little
just
statement.
said.
Y'all going off on the damn tandem talking shit.
Now go
But
ahead and finish what you was about
go
to say,
ahead,
and
Doug.
then
We
I'm
want
gonna
to hear
address
that.
what she just said.
yeah. Okay, well, what Carlton was saying, that I don't feel that it's something wrong with. I was in love with my wife, my ex-wife or whatever, and I don't see a problem with being friends with somebody. We are friends to this day. We got a child together. We was married. I still love her, but I'm not in love with her no more. I don't see a problem with being friends with somebody that you was in love with. I haven't been in love with anybody but my wife. Ain't nobody ever going to step up to being close to what she was. But I love her because I've been knowing her since she was since we were kids. We were friends before we were lovers, and I love her. I'm in love with her. Or I'm not in love. I used to be in love with her. But I'm saying there's no problem with being friends with somebody that used to be in love with.
You're probably fine. You can don't sell yourself short. I don't mean to cut your time,
That's
but
cool.
don't
I'm
cut
done.
yourself short that you will never find somebody like that or more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
I can see back to you because I want to deal back on this baggage and hooks. All right, unless you done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm just saying that it's not impossible to find love or be in love with somebody else. I'm just saying. I just
So
had to throw my part
dealing
in.
back with what Tay said, you might be feeling like you're getting jumped right now. But I just want to speak my part on the whole hooks and being friends with somebody and you dragging around baggage and that being a reason why you might not be able to find somebody. I'm going to say that I do not agree with that. I'm going to say that I I have a series of exes, right, that I've known. I have been friends with them since we've been little kids, first grade, second grade, third grade, sixth grade, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm friends with everybody. And I don't think that they have hooks in me because I've dealt in situations where I've had to not had to as if it was a bad thing, but the exes dealt with people that I was cool with. And so I had a circle of friends. We're gonna call it the real talk room. And I've had exes who I've dealt with growing up. But as adults, they start talking to my friends, people who I was also cool with. That I jumping down their throat like bitch. It just depended on who they was. But like I've never now if it was somebody that was close to me, nah, I'm not gonna be because it's a bro code, it's all kind of codes that you shouldn't break if you're supposed to be my friend or my cousin or
Right.
anybody else that's close to me for that matter. Um, but that being a reason why you can't find somebody because you have a certain amount of baggage on the exes, hell nah. Because what about people who only dated the three people they ever been in a relationship with since they have been an adult? You know what I mean? Some of them don't even want nothing to do with those guys anymore, but they or those girls anymore, but they are still dealing with the trauma. And even if it isn't no trauma, let's say ain't none of that shit ever even happened. Some motherfuckers just have mental dispositions where they can't get around. Well, my second grade teacher pinched me or some shit. Now I don't like white people. Like it's just some people are just crazy, right? And then some people just are not even meant to be with anybody. Some people just can't get over the fact that the world doesn't revolve around them. And if it doesn't revolve around me, then I don't want to be with somebody. Like some people are just fucked up. And it ain't got nothing to do with we got asexual people. Let's deal with that real quick. We got asexual people, people who don't want to fuck nobody, no men, no women, and maybe they self, maybe I don't know, but that ain't got nothing to do with what somebody done been through in life per se. Like some people just are, they have some mental dispositions. Schizophrenia is a thing. Uh, Autism is a thing. And I believe the human psyche is just all so many different things that we don't have too many words for. But like, nah, man, you can't say because I'm friends with an ex or I'm cool with my exes that I can't be in a relationship because I'm not. I don't want to put words in your mouth because I don't remember how you said it, but I haven't ended those relationships or something. They hooks in me. I got this hook in me because I'm a third grade bitch, I'm a sixth grade bitch, and all of them is weighing me down because I can't focus now on somebody who truly loves me, or I can't even see it because I'm still looking back on these other bitches. Like, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I'm kind of getting that's what you're saying. But I don't think that it can be like that because, like Doug said, you can be friends with your exes as
So
long as you're over them. That's why I said in another uh episode that
That's
we
me.
had was you gotta make sure that you're over them. Like I can't be your friend if I love you. If I still love you, I can't be your friend. Well, how can
Right.
that work?
That can't work. That's why you got to detach yourself, move away from, and get away from what causes you pain. And then when you heal, maybe then, if you're
Yes,
strong enough,
two,
then you
three
can
years
come back.
later, and then even then it might not even be a good idea because sometimes we can relapse. You ever heard of people had they go to rehab and they be good for 5 years and they smoke a piece of crack and now they back doing that shit because we're creatures of habit. And sometimes if you get a little bit of that good pussy that you passed up on or that good old dick, now you back on that shit. Or
Right.
if they give you a little bit of attention like them, they just I had to let them go because they was ghosting me. And they show you attention. Now you on that little thing trying to get them back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know who you can be friends with. It's
so
a
I
lot
want to
of couples.
clarify because you said you weren't sure what I meant
Yeah,
or
go
what I
ahead.
said. Uh, so I didn't
I
go off on a tangent.
understand.
I was having my own opinion about some things. I definitely believe that you should be friends with your exes that you have children with, especially. My true belief in what I'm saying is what it boils down to is if you was to get in a relationship and get married, can you keep them as your friend? Can you continue talking to them? Can you pick up that phone and talk to them while your spouse is sitting right next to you? If the answer is no, then you probably should not still be holding on to that friendship.
So
What
you
I'm
added
saying, hold on.
you just added a different level to it though. You say if you are in a relationship and
Okay,
or
so
if you're married, that adds a whole
I
different
was
layer
just I
to
was just
it.
giving an
And you
example.
should not
I was
ever.
giving you an example and I'm trying to finish clarifying so that you can understand what I was saying. That way you won't have to respond off of what you think I'm saying versus what I am saying. So I went a deeper level of an example. I'm not saying in all situations, I'm saying with a relationship. I'm talking about in a relationship or not. I was just using it as an example to break it down as to if you're friends with a person and you hold on to that and you aren't letting go and you find yourself being friends with just about everybody you still dating or you still talking to them in some sort of way, that it can be a serious situation of not wanting to detach. I'm not saying in every situation in friendship that means you've got detachment problems. I'm just saying that if you look down the line and you see that you haven't really detached yourself from nobody, even the people that you know, if you progressed in life, whether that be success, marriage, children, whatever, and you can't keep going with that friendship, then why are you holding on to that friendship? I would
So
definitely be friends with the person that I have kids with. Most definitely. We would talk, communicate, conversate, laugh about our child or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that.
so as a friendly ass nigga or a fan, as I've been called, um, I don't know what your dating history is. Maybe you only dated 5 people in life, and it is not natural or normal for you to have to be friends with an ex or multiple exes. Me, I've been a serial dater in life. Some people I might have had sex with, some people I didn't have sex with. A lot of people I didn't have sex with. But we end up being friends. Now, back to the spouse or the girlfriend thing. Like most women are not even gonna tolerate you, even if it's a close family friend. She ain't even gonna want you to have a friendship with this person without her feeling insecure about that. Don't let her look better than her anyway. So you're gonna have that issue, period. Um, but I'm just gonna say that I don't feel like it's an issue until it becomes one that I'm friends with an ex. Or I'm friends with multiple exes. Because there are some exes that I'm not even cool with. Bitch, you better not say nothing to me. So that in itself means that I can't be cool with all my exes. Is there a number? Is there a limit on how many exes that I can be cool with? You know what I'm saying? Then we go down that path. I'm just going to say that if I know that me and my exes are not on that level, we ain't trying to fuck nothing. If I see her walking down the street and I say, hey, friend, or I wave at her, or I see somebody at the grocery store, your girl gonna be mad at you because you spoke to somebody, or you gonna be fake and just look at them and not say nothing. Like you can be friends with somebody. I'm friends with Doug and Carson. I don't talk to them every day. I'm friends with other people, just like y'all just saw Tracy. Me and Tracy ain't never did nothing, but people used to accuse us and think that we was doing something. Uh, but with that situation, if I saw her anywhere, no matter who I'm with, I'm gonna say, hey, because that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? And even if we had messed around or anything, I'm gonna say, hey, that's my friend. Now, would I be disrespectful? I'm gonna hug her and all that kind of shit if I had a girlfriend? No, because you gotta respect the person that you with. But that ain't got nothing to do with, according to Andre, because Tay has her own philosophy. But according to Andre, however many female friends that I have in the past it has nothing to do with if I find somebody who I want to make my wife, not who allows me to be her wife, allows me to make her my wife, because that's not the order of things. If I find somebody in whom I want to make my wife, I'm going to respect her in all things. So if there were some hooks in me, if I did be like, okay, this bitch Adriana did something to me and I'm still holding on to that, I gotta pull that hook out my own flesh, no matter how hard it hurts, because I got somebody here that's gonna heal my wounds. So I'm gonna let that hook go, and it's gonna be like Hellraiser. As far as as fast as it went on my skin, when I pull it out, it's gonna pull back to where that motherfucking hook went to. Now, with the hooks that you mean, like if I still love them romantically, now that is a whole different story. If I'm still romantically involved or thinking about them, like, ooh, that pussy was good. Now then I got a problem. And yes, if that is my issue and I can't be friends with people because I can't step away from that flesh side of things, then that's the issue. But if it's just I shouldn't have had these exes, then that's some shit that I couldn't solve, because I should have solved that shit back when I was 13 years old. And in hindsight, I know that I can't fix that. But even then, I know that no matter what, I'm gonna respect the person that I'm with. And I don't think that as long as I'm not thinking about, oh, that person pussy was the best pussy I ever had, and I just got to get it again. As long as I'm not like that, and I'm being respectful, even to myself, because sometimes you got to respect yourself when you break up with somebody, or you leave them alone, or they leave you alone, and you be like, it was in their best interest that they left me alone, no matter how much I want to keep the situation going. I respect their decision to leave me alone. It shouldn't have any, it should not mess up a future situation. If you really want a wife or you really want a husband, just because you know people in the past and you're friends with them, and I'm not saying you hanging out with them, but I have friends like Don Shay. Don Shay really, me and Don Shay ain't hung out or did anything until I brought Don Shay onto this show. Me and Candy Girl Ashley that was on here a long time, a little bit ago. Like, yes, I call her sister, but we don't hang out and do nothing. We ain't never did no sexual stuff. You know, so I just feel like there's just different levels. And if you know, like that I had a girlfriend once. Now I'm gonna be real with you here, and I'm gonna be on Tay side with this real quick. I had an ex, and she said she had a male friend, and she said that anybody who she deal with gotta accept him because they cool like that. So in our conversation, I was like, "Well, have you ever had sex with this nigga?" She said, "Well, we had sex one time, but we never did it since then."
That was
And she
enough.
said that she was like, "Oh, he can call me whenever." He called me talking about his girlfriends or whatever. So I just threw out scenarios. I was like, "So if me and you are laying in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he call you and ask you, or he call you to want to talk to you or something like that, you down? You gonna answer the phone?" I mean, I will, and woo woo whoop to the whoop to the whoop. Now, for me, not in that kind of situation, your friendship is a little bit too strong, and to me, I'm gonna feel like y'all still messing around. Like if you can't let that kind of a friendship go, then yes, we got a problem. That is what you would consider a hook, because who you with now should be your best friend. If I can't be your best friend, then bitch, you need to go back to that nigga who is your best friend.
Point blank. Period.
That's the only way that I'm gonna say that a friendship, just having friends, is too much. Like I shouldn't feel threatened by them. Now, if I'm just insecure, like, oh, you saw them out and you waved at them, and I'm insecure like that, then yeah, I got a problem. That's me. But if you like, oh, I can go hang out with them, I can go spend a night over their house, they can spend a night over my house, and we can go to the bar, and you can come too if you want to. Like what?
Damn, and you can come too if you want to. That's like
Man,
that's like making
I
you a
asked
third wheel.
I asked that question before to a series of ladies about having a male best friend. Well, I would tell my man that he can come with us if he want to, but I'm not gonna cut my friend off. If my friend want to have some drinks, then I'm gonna ask him if he want to go, and if he say no, then I'm gonna still go and have drinks. Like that's disrespectful.
Disrespectful as shit.
Those are the hooks. And I said, well, what if that male friend come on to you? Are you gonna tell your man? I mean, I wouldn't. I'll let him know that I don't feel like woo woo woo. But I'm like, if you don't tell your man and your man already feeling a certain kind of way about this friendship, then it seems to me like that's what you want, right? But Tay, you are definitely entitled to your opinion. I just don't think that just because, and I might be on the defensive here because I am friends with exes. Not that I can go and clap their cheeks whenever they want me or whenever I want to, because that's not the case. Like, I think if I ask, can I clap some cheeks, motherfuckers gonna cuss me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, but I don't even, I just sometimes, for the most part, when things are in the past, I just think they are in the past. And that's not true for everybody.
Past gotta
Uh,
stay in.
People think that I'm clapping cheeks all over the motherfucking town, and I'm not. Shit. Sometimes I wish I was clapping some motherfucking cheeks all over the town. But I will say that I just don't think that if it's in respect, you can be friends with any and everybody within respect. If
I
she got a man, I'm
can
not.
that.
If she
I
got a man, go ahead.
I was just gonna respond to what you said, but I do believe that you can still be friends, but I also believe it does kind of depend on the person when it comes to that. Like, because some people can't handle themselves. Like, they may did like whatever they had with that person in the past. And so, but for the most part, like, if you know you can handle yourself, y'all both grown, y'all have an understanding, there definitely should always be boundaries and levels put in place to where where things should be. Like, it shouldn't cross
Oh, that's
the line
funny.
or whatever. But I agree with that. And that also brings me to the question of, like, I guess I don't know if you really wanted to talk about that, but about the coworker, like, if you could actually be working with someone and be in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't. It starts out as a good idea,
Yeah.
but I think in the long run, no.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I've
'Cause,
seen one success story. One, they married to this day,
what? That's what's
and
up.
it's like 11 years later, 12 years later.
Okay.
They got a farm. You know what I'm saying? He done changed. I don't think either one of them started out thinking about farm life, but she adapted to the situation. They got 8.5 acres or something like that, and they living the life. But outside of that, though, and even nah, because even we know that outside of the workplace, your relationships are not life term, right? Everything might have an expiration date. Imagine breaking up with somebody that you got to see every day at work.
Oh,
And
wow.
then not only that, you got to see them possibly get in another relationship
Mhm.
or a sex situation with somebody else that y'all both know, or maybe a new nigga come in because it's peak season or some shit, and he clapping the cheeks, and you still love her, or you still love him. And
Yeah.
now you got to see this, or maybe a manager clapping them cheeks.
Mhm.
Like, I just think all in all, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's too many reasons why, but definitely you never want to mix business with pleasure. It just don't work out sometimes.
It
But
don't.
It's cool
but
in
I'm
the beginning.
but I was gonna say at first, like, if you, it just really once again, it depends on how far you take it. Like, if you know you digging somebody, y'all go on a couple dates, cool, leave it at that. Don't try to press the issue. And a lot of them women that be at work got somebody at home, depending on the field that you're in. But I don't know. It could go both ways, but at the same time, I just think it would always be good to just not do that, just on so many levels of, like, because you don't want to jeopardize your job because of a relationship. And it's crazy because I've actually seen stuff go the other way at with people, and it's just like it shouldn't be like that. Like, and most of the time, it be the higher up people that be doing it.
Yeah.
But some people can do it. I've seen, but now if you're already married before or together before, and then y'all actually go to the same job, like, purposely, then I would suggest, like, not working in the same area. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that. Like, because I didn't see people do it. And then, of course, people that have their own entrepreneurs, they do it. But that's a whole different ball game. But
If you're a man and you can, I
yeah,
would say do your best to create a business where your wife does not have to be in the
that,
company of other men 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day.
hmm
Because eventually she gonna come across somebody that's intriguing. She gonna come across somebody that is, you know what I mean? Like, It's only human nature. I mean, you can't lock somebody up in the house and try to keep them out of the streets. I mean, because a motherfucker gonna be who they want to be. That rebellion factor is real. But if you can be a man, if you got the right woman, don't. There's like imagine you liking sex, but you're not a sex deviant person. But somebody be like, come on to this club every weekend, and they put you in that sex club out there on the east side. You see everybody clapping cheeks and all that kind of shit. And eventually, if you go in there enough, you're gonna be in there fucking too. Eventually. So I feel like from what I have learned, man, you gotta do your for one, the first thing is to pick a good mate who you could hope don't have a wandering eye. You can hope that they don't have a wandering eye. And then try not to put them in a position where they gotta be somewhere where they can be tempted, and I don't know, that's and then pray. I guess pray. Because really there's nothing that you can do. Shit, if a motherfucker ain't for you, they ain't for you. Tay over there asleep, or she just
No,
quiet.
I'm not. I ain't sleep.
But if they ain't for you, they ain't for you.
Y'all
That's
think
just
y'all think we sleep now? We up tonight. We up in this stuff. Period.
I'm
I'm
You was
up.
surprised I
snoring.
made
I heard you
Joker crazy.
snoring. You was snoring.
Who?
You.
Baby, I know you lying. I ain't even
You
near my
snoring.
bed. I
Tiana
ain't
was
near my bed.
slobbering. Tiana was
Y'all don't have to
slobbering.
get worried. Don't get worried about me until I go to that bed. If I ain't in the bed yet, we still in good hands, baby. Let me tell you.
Honey, and I've been in my bed for the past hour and a half putting my daughter to sleep, and I still ain't went to sleep. I'm up, okay? I would have been fell asleep. But I do it good because I done had a lot of caffeine today. And yeah, so I'm up. Now I gotta wait until it goes down so I can actually go to sleep.
So what we ain't talked about today was Diddy so far.
I ain't did no
So
research on him. Doug, what you know?
I didn't either.
All I know is that he going down. That's all I know. Now I know.
I don't
I
know,
heard
man.
that they trying to bring up allegations about him having something to do with not just the Tupac but Biggie. That's what they trying to say. I don't know.
Well, I was
All I
listening
know
to
is he got super rich after Biggie passed. That's all I know.
I was listening to somebody. I don't know who phone that is. It's got that high pitch in there. But I was listening to somebody, and they was like, "Well, the Biggie thing was a retaliation because they never got paid for that Tupac murder or the unaliving of Tupac. So they retaliated, and then they unalived Biggie, and that was one of the things that made a lot of sense to me. Liz, I think it was Choke. No, was it Choke? No? I don't remember who
Choke on
broke
Joke.
that down. But somebody broke it down. But like I think with Diddy, so now he's going for his third his appeal for
Bill.
bail.
Yeah.
I think he's appealing to the Supreme Court. He got a whole new team to appeal. But outside of that, you got all these people coming out saying Diddy did this, Diddy did that. So right now, you got 120 people suing him. And I was scrolling on Facebook Reels, and I came across an ad where somebody was like, "Have you been affected by P Diddy?" Now I'm not even playing with you.
Wow.
It was, "Have you ever?" I know everybody knows what's going on with Sean Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs, or however she said it. And she was like, you can have significant financial, you know how the mesothelioma type
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
like, really, man, this is crazy. Like anybody can come up right now and say, well, yeah, I was in Miami one time and he touched me on my butt and I need 50,000.
Mm.
And I think it's just getting kind of out of hand where now anybody can say something happened. And you know the lawyers don't care because if they do what's it called when you get the lump a huge lawsuit with a whole bunch of people in it, what's it called?
Um,
I can't think right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna blame it on the goose. Got me
Sienna, you don't
feeling
know?
loose.
I do. It's coming to me. Wait, hold on.
That's like Grace say. You should know the
The
word.
terminology of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
terminology.
Um,
Is it called a state?
no.
What's
What
Dang
is
it.
it?
And I'm mad that I get down like now my brain ain't gonna leave it alone until I remember it. um,
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I just
yep,
can't
yep.
get it out. But it's where multiple
They
people
lost.
come together under the same umbrella.
Dang it.
They just did it with real estate. What is it called?
Oh, man.
Whatever the fuck it's called right now. If you know what it's called in the chat, throw it in the chat.
Okay.
Where a lot of people come together to sue one person or a company. But there's 120 people so far. They just some lawyers just kicked one woman to the side because they said that pretty much they didn't believe her or there was some discrepancies, so they stopped. They asked to remove themselves from her case. Uh, but right now, it seems like anybody can come up and say Diddy did something to them, and they just had Jaguar Wright, and I really don't know who she is outside of doing uh, different interviews online over the last couple of years.
It said she was
Like,
a singer producer from New York. Well, that she was in the limelight with all them. She wrote a lot of songs and stuff. She sung with them back in the day, like in the '90s and stuff. So that's why she got a lot of stories and stuff that she know of.
but she seen it's a class action
Class,
lawsuit.
I
It
was
just
just
hit
about
me.
to say, I said class. It literally hit my head. As soon as I said
It just
class,
hit
you
me.
said it's a class.
Yeah, class action
Oh, I heard of
lawsuit.
that. I don't want to think of that.
You should have heard me over here on mute trying to say I was like, okay,
Yeah.
there's a civil lawsuit, there's a criminal lawsuit, I'm going through all the lawsuits and finally got to class act lawsuit.
I was surprised you didn't get it quicker because I knew you knew what the hell he was talking about.
Oh, I was so frustrated that I couldn't get it quick. I'm like,
Me
what?
too. I'm over here having trouble talking about what I'm trying to talk about because I'm still trying to think of what the fuck is it called.
And it's crazy. I heard of a class action lawsuit before, but
Yeah.
with me not being in that field or even studying that, I didn't know that's the word y'all looking for. But I heard of that before.
Yeah. Have you ever used Roundup in your yard? Maybe mesothelioma, asbestos. You could be
Asbestos. Remember when what came out, the white stuff that came out.
asbestos.
How do you say it?
Asbestos.
Is that how they said it?
You
It's
talking about the talcum powder?
yeah, the powder stuff. They was having them lawsuits.
Yeah. Have you suffered from fibromyalgia
Fibroids,
Fibromyalgia.
from talcum powder? You might be entitled to a significant financial. So that's what
motherfucker.
they hitting niggas up. The same shit they did with Bill Cosby too, though. They had a 1-800 number. Now they got some shit online. You just go ahead and fill out this application. That's what they said. Go ahead and fill out this survey and see if you qualify to
Real
sue.
qualified though.
I'm gonna be like, man, that is crazy because now anybody can come out.
They just say
Yeah, that's
whatever.
no, it said fill out this survey to see if you qualify. Damn. So if you click certain things, check certain checkpoints or whatever, you qualify to
Yeah,
get this
you can
motherfucker
say,
life from
well,
him.
I
That's
was in
bull-
Miami when he was in Miami in 1997.
that's
He pinched me
bullshit.
on my butt.
Wow.
I walked by, he looked at my toes.
I don't
That's
know if
crazy.
they have a statute of limitation here on it because I didn't click on it. Like I don't try to give none of that shit no energy. But it might have a statute of limitation, but shit, since they hitting them with the RICO, it might be like shit, if he did something to you when he was 6 years old, then come
Like
on
there's
through.
no on sexual, there is no statute of limitation um when it comes to, I believe it's a child. There's no statute of limitation as far as a child is concerned.
It Nah, it
Like
just
if they're,
depends on it depends on the state with that.
oh yes, definitely the state. You're right. Um, if a child is like still underage,
Oh
and
yeah, you going to jail.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yeah, they doing. I just believe they doing him terrible right now, and they talking about now somebody has a tape with him having sex with somebody who was more high profile than he is, and they are shopping the tape around to see if the person who was on the tape will pay money to buy that tape so it don't get out. Like, what's stopping you from sending me the tape and then releasing the shit anyway?
right.
Cassie just did the shit to Diddy. You turn the state evidence after I done gave you 30 million or something. Now, who the fuck is more high profile than Diddy? Definitely not Jay-Z or nothing like that. It's who else could it be?
Mm,
It ain't TD Jakes.
no,
I think Diddy more high profile than TD Jakes. Is it Kamala?
They showed it say she went to a Diddy party.
That's why they got him locked up until after the election.
you know what?
No, seriously, that's a rumor that's going on right now that she went to a Diddy party. One or two, maybe three. But they said that she went.
But she used to be down with she used to date Montel Williams.
Yeah, I heard that.
So she was on the scene back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that if it's consensual sex, bro, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can do all the freak offs you want. That does not make you a criminal. Now, what makes you a criminal is if you put the shit in motherfuckers' drinks and then saying, hey, come on. After motherfuckers is blurry headed and things. Yeah, now you on some criminal stuff.
Hmm.
But let's say I had a party and everybody came knowing it was about to go down. All right, if you stay after 3 o'clock, it's going down. Like I done been there. That's how I told you about that one party I was at. Motherfuckers like everybody get naked. And everybody getting naked at such and such. Like we was, like I said, we was still in our we still had a wife beaters on and some drawers and boxers. But we was teenagers though. You know what I'm saying? We ain't know nothing about nothing. And when we went to sleep, motherfuckers was in there. I can just imagine what was going on when we went to sleep. But I don't think nobody broke no laws there. Then my biggest question is, why are they only coming after the black celebrities? Why is that?
Man, that's what I want to know too.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's always something to it. You never know.
You can't tell me ain't nobody else out here having freak offs.
Well, they said Charlie Sheen was doing all that too back in the day.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen got his ass hit up too.
Yeah,
Lit up, should I say.
yeah, he got caught up like a motherfucker. Well,
Got HIV. Then he was saying he didn't have it no more because he went somewhere and took something. And the women was like, oh, he still exposed me to it because he had it. And he took a test and said he didn't have it. I looked it up recently and they was saying, well, Charlie Sheen is just taking antiviral medicine and he's non-detectable. He was saying pretty much that he ain't took no medicine and he ain't got it no more because he went like to a Dr. Sebi type of dude and he cured him. But Google AI is saying something totally different.
Oh wow.
But he does have HIV though, or he had tested positive for it, and he only came out because somebody was going to expose him. But imagine him; he was one of the most highest paid actors in Hollywood. Man, he was
he
making so
was.
much money on 2.5 Men.
Yeah, he did.
Men, 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 manly men.
And they still show it to this day.
But that just goes to show you though that just because you're rich and famous don't mean anything, man. Like you still susceptible to accusations. You still susceptible to being immortal. Like I remember I picked this guy up when I was doing Uber and Lyft. And I picked him up off of Raceway and Lyndhurst at that little tire shop or something was over there. Not Raceway and Lyndhurst, Rockville and Lyndhurst. I'm tripping. And he was going all the way up somewhere far as fuck, like in the 100s.
Damn.
And he was just having conversations with me. He kept trying to catch himself. He was like, sometimes people don't know who they got in their car. And he caught himself. But he was saying the richest guy that he knew who had many millions of dollars said the man had got cancer. And he was like, the guy told him, no matter how much money he made in his life, he cannot buy his health back. And if he could trade all his money to be healthy, he would. And there was no trading it for that. You know what I'm saying? And my man, I guess he passed away. You know what I'm saying? But just it's a real life. It is more to life than money. It is more to life than just fame. And a lot of people who are famous are broke as fuck. So it's about, I think, trying to find that balance. We gotta get that balance together. Doug, I see you got that green thing on your name. When you type LOL in the chat, I guess that's because you a member.
That's on my other page.
Nah, you pay for the membership, remember?
Yeah, on my other page.
Well, whatever you paid it for. I see you got that green thing on there.
Yeah, because on my laptop is a whole different YouTube page that I be on here.
Yeah. Anybody else want to sign up for a membership? We got Booty Talk hours. We're gonna be doing members only content. I
Okay.
think it's gonna be
Man,
$5.99.
where you come from?
What? I've been here. I've been listening and tuning in.
But I think it could be over for Diddy, but then again, it might not be over for Diddy. Why? Because these were consenting adults, man. They might hit him up because he flew people across the state lines to bust it open. But these are still consenting adults, and he went through an agency.
Mhm.
I really think he's done.
If he hit you up like, hey, Lady T, I got 250,000 for you to fly from Indiana to Florida. We gonna have a freak off. Are you flying or nah?
Honestly,
250,000. I said.
have to come with me, and I'm not staying. But it depends. Like if he literally told me, like, "Oh well, when you got here, this is what we had to do." Hell, nah, I'm not going. That what went on fully, but I was hearing the money part. Of course, for the money, at my younger age, I would have done it. How old, how wise I am now, I'm not flying out for nobody just because of money, because there's too much going on in the world. But in
I
my
know, but 250,000.
nah, I'm not if I couldn't know exactly what was gonna, like I didn't even know what the hell a freak off was until like shit. I had never heard nobody call it that. Now I heard of them, I've heard of orgies and shit like that, but I wouldn't even know what a freak off is, first of all. So I would definitely know if he called it that, I would know it's definitely gonna be some inappropriate shit going on there because it don't sound right. But I would definitely ask, like, what the hell is a freak off?
So what if he just
It
said
might
you're
be
just
a
gonna
new
be
name.
fucking for a couple hours?
You said what?
What if he just said you're gonna be fucking for a couple hours? You know, what I mean, getting it in, and then you can go back home. Like nothing strange, no plungers in there.
I wouldn't do
Like,
it. Because I was never attracted to Diddy anyway. Like in the
but
music industry,
he
like,
wasn't the one having sex with nobody though, right? He was just watching.
but then that's even more weird because you about to fly me out to go fuck some people I don't know. Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, if it was him, that would be different, but I'm not even attracted to Diddy. Like, you know, it would have to be somebody I'm attracted to. And then if they say it for their self, like who don't want they one wish to fuck a fucking famous person. But it would have to be like how I'm set now, I'm not the same. Like, I don't think I would do it
So
again.
what if he told you and guaranteed you Chris Brown was gonna be at the freak
Not
off?
I'm not attracted to Chris Brown either. I like his music, but sex wise,
Tyrese.
That is
Tyrese.
so funny. He said Chris Brown.
Tyrese.
She said that's so funny.
Now I will see if he can if he can have Tyrese somewhere separate. Like not at the freak like him separately. That might be something there.
She said Tariq is a different story now.
We have to find a way
Well, I'm
but
about
I
to
ain't
make
want
myself
no
go to
freak out.
bed.
Fuck that. I'm good.
I gotta go to bed.
You tired.
Well,
Look,
tell your buddy, baby. You've been sleepy.
No, I know I gotta get up at 6. I gotta make myself go to sleep.
yeah,
Yeah, we can go ahead and end this though on a good note.
definitely. It's been one.
Hey, like and subscribe to all the viewers that's on here watching. You know,
Okay.
we'll
Like,
catch you.
subscribe.
True pizza.
I'll tell you what,
Oh,
look for us on Saturday.
period.
There you
We'll
go.
be out here on Saturday. We'll do some time.
There you
Yep.
go.
But truth be told, we out.
Truth be
Yeah.
told, we out.
Good night. Truth be told.